maybe a game for it, actually.
Yeah. This is one of the old classics. Keeper of the Light Tiny Lane just always has that combo up. It's extremely hard to lane versus him. I like it this time. Bat Rider. No Tide this time. Depending if they prioritize Bat Rider, he should have a better game. And Spirit Breaker again.
Complexities turn
Carter
to
is exceptionally good throughout his career at being able to take roaming for position heroes and be able to create a lot of space. And he's always successful. It's like how Sineko was always successful on the
10
Winter
seconds
Wyvern,
remaining.
and how he would rotate into the mid lane and just be a harassing force. Carter has that
5
same kind
seconds
of
remaining.
skill set in some ways, that he is incredibly good at being disruptive. He just
Reserve
does it on
time.
more roamers.
Like
where
one of
Sineko plays a
The
five
original
position.
bounty roamers even was
Yeah.
like he helped pioneer that whole movement too.
Final bans on the way here. It's like EHOME looking for
Who knows?
another core, probably an
More
off
than
laner.
likely a core, yeah. It could be Legion off lane again, but could be middle, could be anywhere.
Yeah, hard draft to read. And for complexity, also some flexibility. Could be looking for a support, could be looking for a mid, all about where that Kunkka is going to go. Here's the mastermind, Kyle Friedman himself.
Motor Mouth Swindles, look at him go.
Woo! He's got a lot to talk about, and I hope everybody on his team is listening to these wise words.
Why is his eyes shut?
Look how much he likes Windlace Slack.
EHOME's
Wow,
turn
that's
to
a man
bat.
that loves a magic wand. There he goes. Anywho,
Do you like magic stick slacks?
A Venno ban.
Venomancer, wowee!
That is a wild fifth ban, though. We've seen very little love for Benno.
I think just EG pretty
10
much at this point is
seconds.
playing it.
Arteezy.
Yep. He's the anti.
Has EHOME been playing any Benno? Oh, OD makes it to fifth ban. That's a good
EHOME's
ban
turn
here.
to pick.
Yep, so they think it is a support Kunkka, which
Yeah.
I think at this point it probably is. It'd be really hard to do
Well,
tiny and
They might be
Kunkka.
thinking it's more likely to support Kunkka, but I think banning an OD is just kind of safe,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
Especially for Say.
really, complexity could be leaving this open. If an offlaner is
10
picked up here and it's a
seconds
mid-legion
remaining.
commander, maybe they feel comfortable running Kunkka.
Right.
5 seconds
EHOME with plenty of
remaining.
time left here, though.
the mind game. It's like watching a game of chess where everyone only has
Reserve
pawns.
time.
Wow. That's very interesting. I believe they call that checkers.
No, because you can move 2 spots forward on your first move as a pawn.
That's true. A huge
Checkmate.
difference in these.
Checkmate indeed, sir. A tip, Mahoser. Well done. I've been tested. Alright. Hey, it's all checker.
And he
Sure is.
18, 0, and 10. That's a pretty good scoreline.
Yeah, he had a pretty good Morphling game last
I
match.
think that was just the lane he was in, especially with the Warlock just
Shut
destroying
up,
refraction.
dummy. It's
Complexities
an Omni Knight.
They
turn
picked
to
Omni
pick.
Knight.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
They picked Omni Knight.
Let me tell you about why Omni Knight is good in this match.
Was he a supporter and offlane?
That's going to be an off lane.
Why do you help him?
I
Great.
can't watch him suffer anymore.
He's great
10
against a lot of these heroes.
seconds
However, I will say, if Coddle can get the right kind of thing, if he
5
waits for that mana
seconds
leak
remaining.
after he repels somebody else, it can be devastating for the Omni Knight in this game. So,
Is this a Magnus game for
Reserve.
complexity?
a Magnus.
There's 4 melee.
Probably a diffusal mid, right?
Fusel mid.
You need like
Yeah.
Natural diffusal carriers, boys.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think that's what you need.
I mean, Jug's gone.
That's not a natural diffusal builder.
That's literally the most natural of diffusion.
Hell no. He's got to go out of his way.
He goes Manta Diffusal pretty much every game.
That diffusal could have been an Agnum Scepter.
Yeah, that's the standard
But
Juggernaut builds.
I'm talking about your Ricky Maroos. I'm talking about your Spec.
I mean, we saw the Diffusal
Maybe they go
Weaver
Shadow.
yesterday.
Yeah,
for
just
wings.
to get our core.
I don't know.
That's fair though. I mean, lots of
I just
synergy.
keep thinking it's a cancel Kunkka, and they're just gonna be like, I mean, look at the way they open, right? Like Monkeys Forever Bat Rider. That guy plays nothing but Bat Rider, and then you get a cancel Kunkka.
Hey.
It just feels like the opening was, let's pick our best heroes.
Shadow Demon.
That's
and-
what you said.
Oh, that's what he said. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why it's so good.
Oh,
I had an
oh,
idea
no.
here. Shadow.
Yeah,
All
Z-Freak. I think like Kunkka's like Z-Freak and Cancel's best heroes. That's the problem.
That's true.
They're both insane.
So it's a cancel alchemist.
Do you think his Kunkka's better than his Earth Spirit?
Z-Freak. Well, now that Earth Spirit's kind of Garbo, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
They've seen some success with the Alchemist though. I think like Tinker and Alchemist probably make 2 of the better ones I've watched Cancel them playing here lately with Complexity, and then with the Coddle as well. A lot of global map movement that can be available. Maybe get that started early between ganks with the Tiny or just pressuring lanes with the Alchemist.
Not so much a diffusal carrier, though.
No, definitely not.
That aspect we were wrong about.
But at least you don't necessarily always have to have a Diffusal Blade, because the Diffusal Blade is like the important part for the mid game, but if you have better late game, you can still just outscale. And I think EHOME very clearly showed a weakness where they played sloppy and they let the game go on
10
later
seconds
than was
remaining.
absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
So maybe Complexity think this time around, if they have the better late game
5
and EHOME
seconds
make those
remaining.
similar kind of mistakes, they actually have a chance of coming back. Whereas last time they didn't. Right? They didn't have heroes that could really scale. It's not like all of a sudden, like, oh, the
Yeah,
Templar
yeah.
Assassin's behind at 25 minutes, but all of a sudden it's winning at 45 minutes.
That's
Like,
always a
it
fear with the Alchemist. But we've got to do predictions here before we get to the casters, guys. Slacks, are you switching it up?
Prepare for
No,
battle.
I know when an Omni's gonna win and when he's gonna lose, and this one is a win for EHOME.
Pains me to agree with you, but EHOME.
Probably EHOME, but go Complexity.
Yeah!
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Flex too, actually.
Why would
I'm not
EHOME?
sure how much the Omni Knight's gonna get in the off lane, so.
Yeah!
Gap.
I don't feel eHome's looking that amazing, but I'll say EHOME.
Okay, very
Neat.
good. And with that, we'll see what Annie and Purge have to say here about game number.
All right, thanks, Sayori. Very excited to see this game already. We've got a little bit of action underway. Old 11 going, trying to bop up Z-Freak here. Omni Knight pick Purge. How you feeling about that?
Well, if Slacks was playing it, they would certainly lose, but this is Old 11. He's a little bit better at Dota, so I think it's going to work out pretty well.
Why is he so gold?
There's some fancy thing going on with his immortal weapon, I
30
think, and it gives him a
seconds to
halo,
battle.
I guess. Or it's just a mistake, I'm not sure. I kind of like the Omni because Cole is still very burst heavy, especially with the tiny pick that they picked in the last game. They had some issues with that, so it can be good this game, definitely.
We're going to see a scuffle down at this bottom rune as no one is going to be going up on that top lane, so hopefully Moo can get this done. Again, we talked about Moo being a really great tiny player last game, getting a lot out of the lane. We'll see what he's able to do this game as the horn is ticking down. Acid Spray out. Cancel trying to able to hang on to him back in. Illuminate back in. Sylar gonna get brought back. We'll be able to get out. Old 11 doesn't look like he'll be so lucky. Moo gonna be getting the first blood there. Now Lanham gonna be running away, chased back into unfriendly territory. This should be a nice, easy follow-up kill for Complexity. Illuminate off the mark. Moo might still be able to find this. Avalanche does connect, and the right clicks are gonna be flying in. So all of a sudden, Complexity just starting out strong. There is gonna be a 2-for-1 trade. So EHOME gets themselves on the board, but starting tiny out on the right foot.
Yeah, there was a little bit of mind games there from Cole. EHOME thought that they're going to be able to take that fight, but Cancel actually went for Acid Spray here, which changed everything, just because it's
Oh, that'll
minus 4
Illuminate,
armor,
too.
and the Illuminate, and the Torrent. They got hit by like 4 nukes, and they had minus armor advantage in the trades. Really well played there by Cole. They didn't get the bounty rune on Cancel for lots of extra gold, but it was about the kills, and they got the kills.
Whew, so that is definitely a different start than we were expecting, I guess. I think we thought EHOME would just go in, have really, really strong lanes. Old Chicken once again on the off-lane aggressive Legion Commander. Very similar bottom lane from EHOME, but how are Complexity going to play this one differently?
It's gonna be about the same in a lot of ways, really. I mean, blasting out the wave like that is definitely one solution. The other good thing is that Moo got first blood, I believe, or he got a kill and an assist, so he's got boots really fast in his lane, which is massively going to change how well he does against these melee chasers. So even though they have Orb of Venom level 1, he already has a movement speed advantage, at least until Legion finishes his boots.
All right, back in the mid. Cancel. Do you think he's going to have trouble here going against the Warlock? Because we saw a TA get stepped on last game.
He should have trouble, but the big difference, though, is that Alchemist is going to get Poor Man's Shield, so any right clicks are going to do less. Also, the hero has better base HP, I feel, and Acid Spray is also very good at allowing you to trade in advantage. Whereas for TA, you have to abuse things like Refraction to trade advantageously. The Alch can just drop Acid Spray on everything. He might get some of those last hits, and it's just going to naturally harass the AM as well as the Warlock while he trades with Warlock.
Yeah, and I mean, once Alchemist hits 6, that Rage is going to be pretty nice at keeping him healthy. There's a little bit of burst damage on EHOME, but most of it's just the raw right clicks doing the real deal to you.
I'm mostly worried in this case about Purify, because it does pure damage, and SB charge disables. That's going to be the scary thing. If you can get Acid Spray off before the charge hits, this is scary now. Okay,
He's fine. They're just trying to keep him back, and again, Acid Spray onto 3, Z-Freak coming in. What do you think about the choice for Z-Freak to play the Kunkka instead of the Mirana here?
It's way better here in this game, just because of the fact that he can actually contribute to gank to level 1. Torrent is much easier to land when someone's pressuring your ally than Arrow is. And he also has arguably better burst damage by the time he hits 6. The downside is that Mirana scales better in terms of teamfight impact in an easy way. 2 Starfalls you can land that, but Kunkka's a little harder. But Kunkka's lane pressure is far better, so I think this is going to be a much more even game compared to what we saw last game.
Yeah, once again, Monkeys Forever on the Bat Rider in the top lane, going against the Omni Knight this time instead of the Tide Hunter. How's that going to change up his pace? Because he had a really late Blink Dagger game 1.
It's definitely a very good lane that Omni Knight's going to be taking here, just because with DJ Nora, he can easily harass Bat Rider. If if Barrett tries to kill him, he can just cast Repel and remove the sticky. So in a lot of ways, Omni can kind of do whatever he wants in that lane. He's a little limited by mana, I guess. But I feel like as long as Batrider can go decently well for last hits, it'll be okay. But Omni's clearly wrecking right now, 14 and 10.
Yeah, he's doing really, really well. And the anti-mage, again, the sleeper here, he's just getting a ton of farm for himself. Sylar having a pretty successful lane, definitely going to be top of the last hit chart, and his net worth is going to start skyrocketing up as well. Now Swindle's a little bit more defenseless than he was on the Oracle. Under the tier 2 tower, nonetheless, they should still be able to get the kill. They get the Shadow Word off, and of course with the bash as well. That is more than enough damage. TP out, easy peasy, and Tiny can't find any follow-up.
Okay, he misses the torrent. There's a chance, I mean, does Z-Freak have boots? If he does, he could get this kill eventually, unless the charge comes. I mean, there's no charge on SP for all intent. He doesn't have boots, but he has Windlace here.
He's got the axe.
Okay, they got him now for sure.
Yeah. Alright, Revenge of the Swindles going back in, and Z-Freak picks up the kill. Nice little chunk of gold going to him, but Complexity still feel like they're getting hurted a little bit. Old 11, again, really successful lane on the Omni Knight, just second on the last hit chart right now.
Yeah, the denies is big part of it.
Yeah.
Makes it hard for Bat, but he's got 3 points in his Firefly, so worst case he can just use Firefly and use the wave rapidly if he needs to. Just gotta always be worried about Old 11 doing that.
Exactly what we talked about there. Now Monk keeps his half health, he's trying to burn down the Omni Knight, but Omni doesn't really care too much.
It's more about the creep right. Ooh, this is a bit bad for Old 11.
Oh, the charge gonna come in. Will stun up Garter, he can't walk through that avalanche move. He's getting low. Lanham though, unable to really follow up. It's going to be the Fatal Bomb doing a little bit of damage. Old Chicken getting healed, so no more blood in the bottom lane, but it's just feeling a lot stronger for Complexity.
Yeah, it really is. That boots advantage makes a big difference here. Nice disable there on Sylar. Pressuring him is still very difficult though. That's one big advantage that EHOME has in this game compared to the last set. One of their cores is naturally very magic resistant, so Z-Freak doing his best to try to get him to cancel Blink Daggers. Oh, bad for him.
This is not great. He's level 4. They really don't want to slow him down before he's level 6, but he doesn't have a choice. No one gets a nice easy kill. They take his stack as well. There might be a return kill coming in onto the Legion. They really do. Going to be tossing out the overwhelming odds.
So fast. Tossing 3.
No, he can't catch up.
They needed Vision. If they had a lane ward, or if Swindles was farther forward, he could back to the creep, toss him in to get the kill, but they needed to get that. That was what they lost by the supports roaming to kill Alk, and they weren't able to kill the Legion.
I mean, this anti-mage, he's so scary in my book because he's not getting pressured right now. He's going in, Cancel's going to get locked down. He's just not as big as he could be, and Sylar is going to scale phenomenally into the late game. Is an Alchemist and a Tiny going to keep up with that?
It's hard. Anti-Mage is a hero that actually does keep his net worth semi-close to Alchemist if he has an ideal game. But the issue is that they don't have late game kill potential on him. They've got great disables, but I feel like their damage types are almost all magic based. They've got Tiny magic combos, Kunkka magic combos, Batrider mostly magic. And Alchemist does have Acid Spray, but usually going Armlet into Radiance. Radiance is mostly magic, so I just feel like Anti-Mage is going to be kind of uncontested. They need to get some gold advantage here, so they have the damage to kill.
Monkey is getting so low, but unfortunately, there's going to be nothing to follow up. Old 11 has to leave him be for now. He's going to be flapping back and trying to go in. Meanwhile, mid lane, Z-Freak gets a nice thorn. There is going to be an X coming back in into the Acid Spray as well, so Garter is not dealing with as much armor, and the Illuminate sets up for a nice kill on the Alchemist.
Okay, so they get a good kill here. X really showing the value. Nicely played by Z-Freak to land the to land the Torrent, and then X afterwards guarantees a kill in almost all cases. And Hazumu doing level 6 here at about 7 minutes, slightly behind, but still has a kill advantage. 30 last hits on him, not terrible considering the pressure in the lane. This game feels definitely a lot like the first one though. It's a lane advantage for EHOME, with Cole trying to catch up, but Cole's not as far behind, so maybe they can turn that into a victory this game.
Hopefully. I mean, we are only 7 minutes in, so we don't want to counter chickens before they hatch. Garter charging all the way in, just gets a nice little bop onto Move, but he's going to go back to farming. That's just a nice, cheap way for Garter to get where he needs to be.
And maybe if he can force mana out of Move, it'll do a lot as well, so every advantage they will gladly take. We'll see what Omni Knight goes for items, probably Arcane Boots any moment here, just to keep his team up on mana. I'm really worried about duels plus Purifies. It's one of the best combos you can do actually with Legion. I feel like they're going to get a lot of kills in the mid game with the gank heroes they have.
Yeah, I mean, EHOME can start ganking pretty much any time now. How do you expect our Omni Knight to build?
Just mech or something like that. He could go like Vlad's, maybe Aether Lens. Kind of like that. Ooh, this could be a huge kill.
Oh, they're
got no mana though, he needs it.
Illusion Rune is going to be grabbed by our little Tiny, so he's sending in some more Tiny clones, but there's going to be Legion, the charge coming in as well. Move could be in some serious trouble. doesn't have his avalanche, and looks like Sylar joining into the party. He does get off a little thread switch there, and oh gosh, they are going to be turning this around here. Old 11 might be in some trouble. He's going to go repel himself, and now there is going to be a kill onto the Tiny. Anti-Mage picks up that one, so starting that snowball nice and early. Old Chicken's getting low. Z-Freak just doesn't have enough damage here. Destroyed by that Omni-Knife Purify.
Yeah, it's very close. I was mostly criticizing Moo not going to strength heads there with the charge committed, but I guess he didn't see coming. The combo almost killed the Omni Knight, but just not enough damage. Just having some mana issues and just some burst issues too.
This anti-mage is getting scarier and scarier, and the Legion Commander, it feels like she's even more impactful than last game right now.
Yeah, in some ways I agree. But we'll see how the duels come out here. Monkey this could be really bad. You can't stop. Yeah, Limbrick does not stop charge anymore. It's easy duel here. Yeah. Kind of close.
He gets up to Firefly.
Oh, the
damage, and there we go! There's gonna be a kill on both sides. Legion goes down though. Does she get her big damage?
No, I don't think she did actually.
No.
She didn't give the damage. The Bat Rider is really the better question because Legion did die first. It was very close. They killed Legion first, but it was after the duel ended. Not the biggest loss. Bat Rider with plus damage is going to be happy, but not needed. I think the bigger thing is the fact that Legion died first. That's his first rotation. The fact that they killed him, he didn't get gold or experience for that fight, but his team did. That's a big advantage going towards Kunkka. And now Kunkka picks up 6 pre-9 or pre-10 minutes. He's actually the same level that Legion is. That's a huge advantage.
As Z-Freaks are doing a great job rotating around. They do get a smoke gank off and easy illuminate onto the Omni Knight, and that's going to be some more experience for Moo. A lot of gold going the way of Coddle right there.
Yeah, Z-Freak not expecting the smoke to get broken there, but typical place for anti-mage to farm. He wouldn't have found anything anyways, maybe just set up for top. Waiting to see if there would be a charge through. I think Z-Freak's movements have been really good so far. Swindles as well has been very impactful on his Coddle. Just showing up somewhere to throw in the 300 damage nuke can be enough for Tiny to get a kill. So that's everything they needed to do.
Alright, Moo's saving up here. Is he going to go in for that Blink Dagger again, or are we going to see a variation?
I would definitely still go for a Blink Dagger. See what Moo's thinking about in terms of setting up a kill, but it's got to be careful. Getting the Blink is really important just because it will allow you, if your opponents or allies are channeling Illuminate, you can get those important 1 kills. Always got to be on Omni as well. Warlock can heal also, but it's not as bursty.
Bottom lane, again, this rotation from EHOME was scouted out.
It's going to be a boat combo. This should be really good.
There's going to be more TPs in as well. They've got the Avalanche toss. Look at that damage coming in. The Legion just dropped, and now Monkey's Forever coming in. This Flame Break, and the Lasso is available as well. He's burning down, and can they lock him down for long enough? Yes, they can. Omni Knight is not going to be living through that engage, and that's 2 dead. Complexity looking real strong now with a kill advantage.
That was so well done, and the X is really opening up all these possibilities. If Omni had been there a little sooner to put the repel on the Legion, it would have changed everything there, because that was the first kill, obviously. But the fact that they get both kills there, it's amazing. And they didn't waste both either, just perfect skill usage. Swindles has been very, very effective this game. Here comes the next combo mid. This could be huge if they get it.
Oh, Warlock, even with his heal on, it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to get out of this one there. And Alchemist picking up another kill. Very well played by Complexity. Down bottom, maybe he's going to trade onto the Bat Rider. You might be able to find this. Monkey goes into the Firefly. They get the duel off, but it doesn't look like the damage is coming in quick enough here. And they're just going to chop him away. The duel not going to be successful. Monkey's able to fly through the trees. The Topsman back in. And they get the Legion down as well.
Oh,
the back into the Avalanche. Moo is suddenly all the way on top, and this is going to be a fantastic start for Complexity.
Yeah, they're actually doing everything they wanted to do last game, but the big difference is that I feel Z-Freak has a hero that actually gives him the ability to catch and get kills. He's not reliant on landing an arrow. And just the couple early rotations that he got here now, 4 points in X, that's a 10-second cooldown. And with all of these kills, they have the gold and the experience to actually pressure the anti-mage now. If they weren't this successful in the last couple minutes, they wouldn't have the same tools, but now they're in an even game, and they have an Alchemist that's been farming this whole time.
Now, the one weapon EHOME still have, they've got this anti-mage that's free farming. He's doing really, really well for himself. He's got, decent amount of net worth here. Alk obviously on top because of the Greevil's greed, but we haven't really seen our anti-mage have a team fight impact yet, and won't see that for another 10 or so minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even usually team fights that he participates in. It's ganks that are convenient for him to show up to, or hey, there's somebody completely out of mana. But all of Cole's heroes don't have that big a mana pool, so we're not even going to likely see anti-mage show up to a lot of these team fights, especially because of Kunkka. It's such a dangerous hero to play against because of counteracts Blink. And EHOME going to try to take a 4-man fight. They've got really good heroes for this, but the one that's super gimp is Legion Commander. He doesn't have a lot of farm. Smoke breaks and they find it.
Tiny's double damage ends, so they're going to be going in onto Swindles. It's not a terrible target for Complexity to lose right now, and they get the information that the fight's going to be breaking out, and the rest of Complexity can get out right now. So, I mean, they lose Swindles, but they get a lot of vision, a lot of information on what's going on. Not going to deward that just yet. There we go.
Z-Freak? I don't think so. But the ward's dead. I think Z-Freak's just going to try to delay this. His team gets out, but he TP's in. He can both launch the wave. The wave dies, and it kind of kills Home's ability to keep pushing.
Warlock? A little bit deep here, scouting around, looking for something, positioning up with the rest of his team. You're going to have the Legion coming in, dumping down the arrows, but Tiny looking to fight. There is going to be the toss up, a great old chicken back in the boat. Not going to be doing a whole lot of damage there, and it's not looking great. Another avalanche coming in, finding some time for Complexity, but there's just too many eHome heroes in the mix. Z-Freak going to be next on the menu here. X back, but there's nothing they can do to stop the damage coming in. So unfortunately, Tiny and Hunter go down. Swindle's not able to finish off the anti-mage with that eliminate.
Yeah, they had to be there as 5. Maybe if they lassoed somebody that got that came behind the tower, but just winning that team fight was a very low chance. So as long as they don't lose cancel here on this mid charge, they should be fine.
I think he's okay. Still got his chemical rage rocking out.
They blinding lighted to interrupt the charge. Nicely done. They just had to be 5 there. I think they maybe should have gotten behind the tower instead of TPing out. Cole had the right idea in mind, but it's just hard to set up an X combo on somebody that's diving into tier 1 if they also have repel. Because as soon as you land the repel, the X is cancelled.
So how's this Omni Knight pick been working out for eHome? It seems like even with the Omni Knight, they're still losing really key cores in these fights.
It gave them a really good lane advantage, but since then, the fact that he died twice is kind of counteracted a lot of that. So now he's transitioning into a I'm a farmed Omni Knight position, but he won't scale as well late game. And that's definitely a big problem. And Purify's a wonderful nuke, but they were hoping to have a lot more advantage in this at this stage in the game. They weren't reacting as well to some of those excellent combos as they could have. Like right now, Cole is choosing to pressure the top lane. And they're not even that worried about the SB because they're not actually behind in the first place.
Tana getting very close to that Blink Dagger as well. That's going to be a huge piece of advantage coming in. And Monkey's Forever on his Bat Rider. He's getting pretty close to his Blink as well. Not going to say that 28-minute Blink, whatever it was. He may end up going down here, and that's a 100% of unreliable gold. He gets the lasso off. He's going to go for the TP, but they bring in the nuke. Omni Knight picked it up with the Blue Purify there.
Really good try with the lasso there. That was the one here that had a reliable stun. Other than Spirit Breaker, of course, with his guaranteed bashes when needed. This is pretty bad potential, though. Ultimate pickup here could keep him covered. He's got Radiance as well, so...
The rest of his team's nearby enough, but I think he's fine.
Yeah, and there's no SB ultimate either, so no guaranteed ultimate after that. Antimage also has his. Good blast.
He's generally up his stun. Is he going to be able to get it off? He is going to be going in to end up with a stealth
got the
stun.
Axe. I don't think they hit more, so they'll have to use the toss to disable him.
There we got him. He's fine. There we go. Garter will get chipped down low, and the Avalanche finishes him off. Nice work. Swindles, the combination with Moo is really working out. They're jiving.
Swindles pumped, man.
He's got that energy. We were talking to him the other day, and he said he needs the energy, he needs that fire, that spirit. It seems like Complexity has found it in game number 2.
Fatal Bond's causing Tiny a lot of problems here. Hard to blink when you're always taking damage from creeps getting damaged. So I think it's time for Cole to actually back up. They got a lot of advantage out of this, got some important kills. Items they're still missing is the Blink Dagger on Monkey's Forever, but he's only about 300 gold away. It's a little bit delayed, but I think he's been creating some space. Pretty good KD on him as well. So despite the laning stage going so rough, I think he's still going to be able to contribute better than last game.
Yeah, I like the choice for him to go lasso first rather than waiting till level 8 or 9, just to be able to offer a little bit more to these team fights, because Complexity are playing a little more aggressive than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, they are. I think they're really taking what happened last game and playing off of it in a better way. They really have improved between game 1 and 2, and it's looking good for them as a roster, honestly. I mean, it's arguably one of the best teams here, eHome, and the fact that Cole kind of looked within grasping reach last game, and now they are certainly within grasping reach, this looks fantastic for them. They really can win in the late game here with all the advantage.
Oh, Omni Knight walks into the Avalanche here. It's going to get X'd up. Old Chicken, though, seems to be moving in, and I think that's enough to deter Complexity.
Now, though, is the question. It doesn't last as long as it used to. But 5 to 6 seconds downtime, and here it is. They're going to go for this, I think.
Warlock doing what he can, though. The Illuminate. God damn.
Low, but he's got the mud.
The heal coming in. Legion Commander trying to buy some time. Blinding Light from the back end. Swindle's doing exactly what he can. There is going to be that Purify coming back in. The duel in the back lines onto the Bat Rider, but Fire's doing a fair amount of work. There's the Chaotic Offering and the Guardian Angel. Right now, Cole, they aren't losing a whole lot here. Monkeys juking and diving, keeping the rest of eHome occupied. There is going to be a charge from them. Connect onto 2. Z-Freak, he's got pretty much no mana, is able to cast out whatever he can. The torrent comes in, connects onto Garter, And Cancel, he's getting low, but the regen, it's enough right now. It looks like he will be able to get out alive, so Complexity don't drop anyone in that fight, and everything from EHOME is dumped out.
That was amazing for Cole. The fact that nobody died there, huge juke from Monkeys there to change direction as soon as the blink was coming. Great target firing to try to grab the Omni Knight when his repel was on cooldown, but they didn't quite commit everything. I don't know if there was a low mana on Z-Freak or his boat was on cooldown, but they needed to land the boat with that initial combo. Probably was on cooldown though. So really good attempt to get a kill, but the fact that EHOME blew their Infernal ulti, they dueled somebody, they used SB ulti, and they still didn't get a kill, that's a really good sign for Cole.
Yeah, Guardian Angel as well. We saw
Yeah, but the problem is that almost all of Cole's damage actually is magical, with the exception of like
Elk
Tiny.
chewing at you and Tiny bobbing you.
Yeah, exactly. That's about it. But a lot of that is magic. They're going to try to catch Cancel here.
This could be a really important kill as Chemical Rage wearing a little bit low. And they've got Old Chicken there. Old Chicken, though, he's not exactly the healthiest. He's going to be having to fight underneath the acid spray. And now it looks like Cancel, he's the one on the aggressive, the Radiance, doing a fair amount of burn damage. He can actually keep up here. Old Chicken cannot blink away.
Range creeps.
All right.
He's got armlet, so he can stay alive for sure. But
Monkeys moving forward. Flame Break coming in. They're buying a little bit of time. The lasso comes in onto Garter. It looks like that Spirit Breaker is no more. The boat coming in, not going to connect onto Old 11. Old 11 will be able to walk away safely, but Complexity might be able to get the tower. The toss back. Tiny is a machine here, and they're going to go. They're going to finish out the Legion as well. Looks like the Mana Leak will be enough, and there they go. What a successful fight for Complexity. This is an entirely different team that showed up to game number 2. They're fighting together, their communication's on point, and they're styling on EHOME, one of the strongest teams in the scene right now.
yeah, EHOME put all of their eggs into one basket, and that was grabbing Omni Knight to beat Batrider in the 1v1, and he accomplished that, but the issue is that there was just too many other kills on the other lanes. Maybe their greed was too heavy. The Legion hasn't gone off to a good start. He hasn't got dual damage. He's not having a good game.
Now we're going to see if Complexity is able to back off in time. Sylar now coming in, easy pickings onto Swindle, and they're looking for Monkeys as well. Monkeys, he has his blink, so it's not like he's going to use crazy amounts of gold, but they do feed a duel to Old Chicken. So Complexity maybe overstay their welcome a little bit, but they're still feeling very much in charge.
And that's one place where I'm worried for them. I feel like they don't have as much map movement discipline as a team like EHOME does, so despite them taking this early gold advantage, mistakes like that will cost them the game in the long run. But I still have a lot of faith in an Alchemist. He's got great Ags targets. The Kunkka Ags is surprisingly good, kind of acting like an RP and a boat. The Ags on Batrider is wonderful, same as Coddle. So, and because Cancel's having a great game and is actually positive in KDA, that's why it's so hard for his opponents to kill him in the first place.
Our anti-mage here, definitely deviating from the typical anti-mage build, not going straight to the Manta style, instead stopping for the Lincoln Spear. Oh, Kunkka could be in some serious trouble here. Z-Freak just going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Warlock going in with that Shadow Word. Toss back in though. They get a nice avalanche here. The Mana Leak as well. They get it done off on the Spear Breaker. They're both going to be connected to the two. Oh man, Monkeys laying down the fire. The Guardian Angel cannot help you now. Cancel is still alive. Sylar trying to get at him, but the Flame Break attempting to stop things out. Sylar still going in. Will get the kill on the Alchemist. Now focusing his attention onto Swindles. This could be a charge as well. I don't think Coddle gets out of this one alive. Sends off a final Illuminate, but move, get the triple man avalanche. Nice forward to follow up as well. The toss back. They get the Omni Knight. They're looking for Garter as well. They find it. It's only Sylar left alive. He blinks forward, trying to stay aggressive here. Z-Freak may lose his life. Can he set up for this? The force to try to stop Sylar is not going to be effective. He's able to blink back in, but Monkeys Forever follows him right back up, and they are able to burn the anti-mage's Aegis. I don't think they want to stick this one out and fight him a second time, but Complexity, they're doing it.
They're actually doing it here. The survivability of Alf is so big. They dueled him, but he survived through the whole duel duration by himself, while the rest of the Complexity team was busy in other places. That's a massive advantage. Now, Anti-Mage does have a lot of farm. He's got the Lincolns. That's mainly going to stop. Lasso and X marks the spot. Huge counters to his hero. He's kind of forced to go with this build. But if Cole can get into their next items immediately following what they have currently, they should have an advantage over AM, because right now his damage is okay, it's good, but and his survivability is good, but his damage is not insane like it typically is with a Manta style and an ult to follow it up.
I mean, he's going to have the Manta up pretty shortly. It's not going to be too big of a window that Complexity have to continue their punish. I want to talk a bit about Tiny's build here. He opted to go for the Shadow Blade after that Blink Dagger, really prioritizing mobility.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting choice, but the important reason that it's good is because he can actually look for kills by himself. So the heroes he's looking for are Warlock and Omni Knight primarily. If he can start the fight with Avalanche toss comboing those guys and then throwing him to his allies, then that'll allow his allies to kill the Omni before they have to deal with Repel. burst damage is a great solution to Omni. You don't have to use things like Diffusal Blade. Obviously, Diffusal is great, but killing the Omni oftentimes just as good.
Would you go for a Silver Edge on the Tiny just to get that, big old
Absolutely.
breaker? Okay.
It's great against Spear Breaker, it's great against Legion, it's great against Anti-Mage, even good against Omni. That's 3 huge passives that you can disable.
Definitely something Complexity are looking for, but it is going to be in the Ags on Tiny is going to be coming out much later than typical.
Ags is mostly good on Tiny. It's a great farming item, but in some cases, just going single target is better.
Complexity are hunting. They're going to use the Coddle Recall to get more bodies into the fight. Now they ping out Sylar. It's such an ambitious target. They're going to find Own 11 as a consolation prize, but just having the Illuminate in to clear out this wave and perhaps some chip damage onto the tier 2 is exactly what Complexity wants.
Definitely possible. Also, another reason Mu shouldn't buy Ags, Tiny can, or Alchemist can buy it for him.
Oh yeah, there we go. Some decent Ag shares in this team.
So basically, if you look at Tiny's net worth right now, he's at 97. If you add a 4.1k to that, he's close to Anti-Mage in terms of farm. And at some point, Alp will be out of items that he can buy. So absolutely for now, Mu focuses on those single target items, maybe gets an Echo Saber, Silver Edge, and then if Cancel can throw an Ags on top of that, he's going to do pretty comparable damage to Anti-Mage in team fights.
What's your opinion on Kunkka Ags?
It's honestly good, really. I don't know, have you seen it before in a pub?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It just people travel with the boat, you know? It allows you to not have to be as forced into using Ghost Ship in combo with like an X thing. Yep. You can just throw it where they are. You can probably even interrupt an SD charge with it. There's a lot of valuable things that he can abuse out of it.
With a Bat Rider as well, you kind of get like 2 lassos, and it's a lot of control in these team fights. And EHOME have a lineup that kind of wraps around, they really like to be the initiators here. Legion wants to blink and find her own dual target. Spirit Breaker wants to choose his charge target. Anti-Mage wants to be able to blink freely. So if you control them up, if you lasso them and bring an Ags Kunkka boat,
you can get this
it's looking tough. Old Chicken has a decent amount of HP, but they get the lasso as well. The Armlet can't save it out. And they're looking to get the kill on the Swindle, but nice Blinding Light buys himself some time. Warlock doing what he can to slow down the Keeper of the Light. They will get that kill, but Monkeys is still alive. They're channeling up a stun here on Cancel. They are able to do a decent amount of damage onto Garter. Looks like Garter charging back in, but he's standing in the fire. Looks feels like a Warlock, and now Monkeys is in trouble. Will fall. Sylar gets the better of that engagement. He's getting low. He has no more mana to work with. Your Acid Spray from the Alp trying to buy some time. Cancel, channeling up that stun. Lincoln Spear Pump on Sylar, but it seems like the chase will end for now. 16 targets onto Z-Freak.
Also low.
Oh, yeah, it's
needs more ultimates here. Cancel. They're going for Z-Freak. This is good for Cancel, though. I think they should have changed targets now for Cancel.
No, he's going to get a board off. He's going to connect on 2. He does lose his life. And unfortunately, no more follow-up from Complexity. They're going to lose this mid-tower. Yeah. Great attempt from Complexity, but just a little bit mistimed.
Yeah, their kill on the Legion was good, but it forced the rest of them to commit, and they don't quite have the items that they need to be as effective here. Looks like Octarine Core's up for the Elk. Not going to be an Ags just yet. Good choice. He's got to keep his ultimate on a lower cooldown. More Manta images, more acid sprays, more stuns, all that stuff will make a big difference. If they were just a little bit more farmed, I think that would have been okay. Silver Edge on Tiny at that moment, for example, if he used the Invis to hit the AM, but if that the Silver Edge breaks his passives, makes him do less damage, allows him to actually fight the AM. But right now they can't fight the AM, that's the issue. And he just stays alive and keeps doing damage to supports.
Yeah, the AM's only going to get bigger, but it seems like Complexity might be able to get the tools they need to deal with him pretty shortly. We're at
They are, but the problem is that letting him get kills right before you get those tools is a mistake.
Yeah.
So the fact that they killed the Legion was cool, but at some point you can't let them get advantages, because AM is almost farming as fast as Alchemist, and that's mostly from hero kills.
Yeah, I like that Sylar is playing a very patient game. He's not too eager to get in these fights. He's 6-0-7, so when he goes in, when he actually interacts with Complexity, it's always a positive exchange for him. Now down bottom, Alk unfortunately might be in some trouble here. Chaotic Appering going to be coming back in.
Oh, the upheaval is really smart. He has to throw it on that. It's too late.
Yeah, I don't think Campbell's so great. He's dead.
It was very close. If he would have chosen to go for the upheaval instantly, he would have been absolutely fine there, but he hesitated for a couple seconds, and that meant it delayed the time that he interrupted the upheaval. So, pretty big mistake there from him, actually. That was a big death.
We've got our Warlock. Looks like he's picked up the first component of the Ags, but stopped him to go back in for, looks like a Glimmercade.
Yeah, I think he's just doing this because he wants the extra survivability. Not a bad thing to do on a Warlock. By the time it takes to finish your Ag, you have all of this raw HP and items you can't really hold. So just stopping back at a point booster I think is a good choice. But EHOME definitely getting a lot of advantage in the last couple minutes, pushing themselves more into trying to take lanes when their opponents aren't there. And I think they maybe could have just I mean, they didn't want to fight, basically. They thought they'd split a push to get farm while their core's farmed, but it's just led to too many EHOME kills. I think it might have been better if they kept doing pressure.
You can see on that net worth chart complexity, they had a really nice lead the last couple of minutes, but the big kills, like Alchemist is still dead from that last kill.
Yeah.
So it's looking tough. When he's not on the map farming and Sylar is, that is a huge disadvantage for complexity.
So the thing that COL has to look out for right now is probably the next Roche. If EHOME's able to take the Roche, then that gives them another high ground advantage. Something COL can try to play around, but based on how strong the AM is right now, it's pretty scary to play against that. So they need to get their big items in a moment. Looks like they're going to go for AC on Tiny next. It's a good choice, just armor advantage against all the physical from EHOME. And then they need to take a fight, win the fight, take Roche. That's going to be their goal here.
Alchemist, I mean, do you think he's going to be sinking the Aghanim Scepter after Octarine is finished, or?
Possible. I think Ashivas could be argued for. It could be a really amazing item this game just because of all the attack speed reduction on his enemy heroes.
Yeah, that's where you're stunting the Tiny if you leave him without an Ags too long.
That's the next problem, absolutely. The faster he gets Ags means that Tiny farms faster. So I guess in a lot of ways I agree with you. I think Ags is better because it'll accelerate the Tiny, whereas Shivas would just help them team fight better. Caudle finishing his own Ags, just saving Alk some money there, which is a good plan. Caudle can certainly pick up that item on his own accord.
Yeah, there's not much else you really need to go for in a Caudle to be useful. He's got some flexibility, but Ags is really a staple to how you make that support into a huge high-value target.
Yeah, absolutely. Things like Force Glimmer can be really good sometimes, but when your opponent duels you, neither of those items actually help you too much. So
here's that next Roche you talked about. Anti-Mage just taking it on. I mean, Sylar feels almost invincible right now. He is just slotted up. He's going to be picking up his Abyssal fairly shortly, and on top of Immortality. How do you kill the Anti-Mage now?
Well, they could still do it. They just have to focus a lot of spells on it. Break his Lincolns. He's got Abyssal Blade as well. Man, that's pretty scary. The supports, especially, are the ones that have to do it. Now they want Glimmer Cakes. Once he gets Abyssal, they can kill him off. He can kill the support a lot easier. But mostly deal with the other heroes. The Warlock, kill him, kill Spirit Breaker, kill Omni Knight. In some ways they can leave Legion around since he's not very farmed right now. But then afterwards you have him kill the hand. Take that damage out of the game. Honestly, they're not even going to give Aegis to Sylar. I think they put on the other heroes. Okay, they're playing it real safe here. Maybe overly safe, but I just don't even see them killing the aim in the first place. But maybe they're thinking, if Sylar does die with the initial focus, it ruins everything for a fight. So they're going to continue playing it safe.
Yeah, it feels like Sylar is pulling a ton of weight, and he's really what's going to keep his team relevant into the late game. And I mean, he is just completely untouched. Again, still 6-0-7. He's playing this incredibly disciplined.
Yeah, he really is. The Lincoln's change was very smart here. They could kind of try top. I guess it's only Batrider, Kunkka. If there was a Caudle here, he could recall, obviously, but not going to see that, I suppose. Pushing the lanes out, Leaf Freak tries to use the opposite thing as well, using illusion to keep the creep wave in one place and counter pushes that one. Pretty easy to do as a Kunkka. Very common thing for Z-Freak.
Alright, Monkeys, he's going to be flapping around. He's got his Blink Force, and he is going to get recalled into the rest of his group, so looks like Complexity, they're looking for Smoke Gank, just grouping up and pushing in a lane.
Don't quite have the AC yet, 300 gold away. I'm certainly farming a lot slower than the other heroes. Sylar is in a position, though. They can break Lincoln with Force Staff, that's why the Monkey's Force is so big. They definitely can try to kill Sylar if they want with Aegis. And the Repel, and the Heal, all kind of like that.
I mean, at this point, EHOME can kind of transition into everyone protects Sylar. I think that's not a terrible idea. Legion feels a bit underwhelming at this point. Her duels have not been ultra successful, hasn't been ganking around a fair amount. Complexity staying as a tight-knit group, but I mean, Anti-Mage has more than enough damage and sustainability to really carry him forward.
Yeah, he's got Blink Dagger and Armlet on the Legion Commander. Looks like we might have a BKB flying out.
Smoke Gank. You can hear EHOME getting visibly excited in the land center right now as they're predicting something's going down. The rest of Complexity trying to sneak around, wrap through the river.
Their scan spotted it out, so Monkeys is going to blink away here. They're a little spread out on the map, but it is also daytime. That's a big moment here. The first daytime, I believe, that they've had on COL's side while having Ags on the Keeper of the Light. Ooh, Old Chicken's going to maybe grab somebody.
He's thinking about it. Sylar's actually one to move forward with that Repel on him. Not taking a whole lot of damage from that Illuminate, just going back to working on the tower. And that thing is going down pretty fast. Monkeys Forever goes in, but easy Manta and Sylar is not too big.
Yeah, they're staggering those skill usages a little slow there. Gotta break the Lincolns at the same time that they go for the lasso, otherwise Sylar can easily anticipate that. They can't let them take an easy rack here. This is very important for COL. They break the Lincolns again, but it will be off cooldown shortly. They're even putting the heal on Siler in anticipation of the combo.
Feels like right now COL is just lagging damage. The Tiny's not on the front lines, and your Alchemist, he's just sitting there near the rune spot.
Alright, he's coming back.
There we go. This is probably the start of it. Siler, though, moving in aggressively. There is going to be an avalanche. Can they keep Siler locked down on the backline? There is going to be a duel on the Alchemist. It's an ambitious target. And there is going to be a chaotic offering drop that's on top of this. Ooh, he's like janky, and there's too much here. It looks like Complexity are starting to get burned down. EHOME swinging right back into this off the back of a fed anti-mage. Monkeys Forever will be cleaned up next. Or, flapping back. Gets a rare moment of mercy from EHOME, but certainly not going to be able to deal with the push on the racks.
The anti-mage is just so hard to kill with an Omni Knight backing him up. EHOME's strategy finally accomplishing itself, and it gets Siler almost impossible to kill. And it's definitely succeeding. They just can't stop the Repel, and the Lincoln, and the Blink, and the Warlock heal. It's so difficult. He just did a little too well in the early fight. Cole needed to fight.
Oh, the Abyssal dropped out. They're just going right back in for Swindles. Blinding Light, keeping him temporarily safe, but Sylar can still move forward. His Lincoln is going to be popped, but that's not slowing him down. He still wants to munch on this reindeer.
Okay, Mana Leak at least, that'll help.
Oh, meanwhile, Alchemist trying to man up here, but there's just too many
what a moat!
heroes. The moat, a fantastic hit by Z-Freak, but is it going to be enough here to really call out the damage from EHOME? They lose Monkeys Forever. Looks like he does have buyback if he needs to get back into this, but his last is on cooldown still. Swindles this time will be finished off by Sylar. There's a gem on the deck. Cancel going in, trying to man up on the anti-mage. He's trading fairly evenly for now. The torrent helping him out. The Sylar gets away. He is able to do some, but the axe brings him right back in. They break the Aegis, and they lock him down for a second life. Looks like the toss back up. They break his Lincoln. He is able to blink back down to low ground and Old 11 to keep him safe. Meanwhile, Garter just coming in, keeping the locked down.
The Lincoln blocked something important. It might have been X, it might have been something else, but Cancel held it stun a little too long there. That could have been a kill. Looks like Tiny going on somebody. It's going to be Spiritbreaker in trouble. Probably dead here.
Yeah, one more smack. That is an easy kill. You can see Complexity on the map. They are just charged, and they want to all in mid right now. Just really get some sort of advantage in this rare moment of peace while Legion and Spiritbreaker are still dead.
Especially because the Anti-Mage's Aegis is gone, they finally have an opportunity to kill him with enough focus. He does go for the Shiva's Guard to give his allies some help. It's actually massive against illusion-based heroes like AM, because all of his illusions are going to attack much slower now. With less mana drain, less mobility, less damage from EHOME.
So no Ags for our Tiny just yet, but speaking of Ags, our Warlock picks us up, so we've got double the fun coming in next time the Chaotic Offering's dropped.
It's definitely good. I wouldn't say it's amazing this game in some ways. It increases your damage by 50% for them, double immolation I believe. But it's really more about can they kill AM. AM is almost everything on EHOME right now, so kill backline, then kill AM, or kill AM through all of the disables. That's how they win this game. COL can still do it. They're down one rack set, but their farm is still not bad in comparison.
Yeah, this Legion, it feels like she's just continually falling behind. Her duels are not stacking up because, I mean, they have to go and let Sylar do the heavy lifting. She's just not big enough, and that discrepancy is only going to get bigger as it goes on. She's got 20 damage, or 20 bonus damage for herself at 36.
Yeah, that's a more typical Legion game when Legions get picked, actually. But the duel has been kind of useful, but there were so few good duel targets all game, actually. Tiny attacks slow, Bat Rider attacks slow. He doesn't get as many reflects as he normally would have.
Alright, Sylar just keeping things controlled, munching through the Manta of the Alchemist, and well, there's a smoke gank down to the bottom lane. They'd sure love to get themselves some tier 3s.
SB picking up a Vlad's as well, but Alk is officially 6 slotted. The only thing he can swap out, obviously, is the armor, so he'll keep it for now.
He can go boost his travel level 2.
Yeah, pretty irrelevant as a whole, though. Unless they get control of the map, then it becomes useful. But right now, where they got to defend, doesn't matter. Ags is definitely the next pickup for him. It may be Tiny, it may be Bat Rider. It could be Z-Freak, but I think the Ags on Tiny is the way to go. He's got Shadow Blade, he's got AC, he's ready to DPS.
Sylar gonna start things out with his siege up onto the high ground, healed up by the Shadow Word, and he's got the Manta if he wants to bring in a couple more anti-mages.
So tough without the people.
Sylar
oh, they got him.
Oh, the toss back in. He's going to be X though. Looks like they are going to try to bring him back out. That's actually really unfortunate. A little bit of miscommunication, mistiming there from Z-Freak now. Abyssal dropped out onto our Alchemist. They are going to get the lift back up, and they will get the kill on the Spiritbreaker, so no more reinitiation. Looks like Old Chicken could be blinking back. A BKB charge is down, so that's Legion Commander losing a little bit of use out of her next
Moderately big mistake there for COL. They tried to use X to break the anti-mage, but The lasso was great, and they wanted to pull him back to the tier 4s and then disable him from there, but they just couldn't once the X is called. They still did get the SP though. Whenever Anti-Mage uses a crucial, whenever anyone on EHOME uses a crucial skill on Alchemist, it's always going to be good for Cole, because he's not going to die. He's very difficult to kill now with the Shivas. Massive HP increase, or survivability increase, and lots of attack speed reduction. So that was when Cole needed to go in, and they still can fight. They just don't have lasso this time. They don't have boat either.
Cancel gonna get recalled. Looks like EHOME, they're still posturing up, maybe wanting to go back in. Spear Breaker can of course charge back into the fight, and as soon as he respawns, we'll get there quite quickly.
They're gonna hit him. He's actually taking pretty good physical damage.
Shylar, he's pretty low, is able to blink back to safety, but the avalanche clips on him. They do get the heal coming back in, and they go the X. That's gonna be a nice easy kill. Oh, the Guardian Angel buying Warlock this time, and he's got the ult, and that's gonna be 2 golems for the price of one coming into Old Phantom. Still gonna be alive. Looks like the rest of the focus will switch back onto the Anti-Mage. He's gonna get launched down, trying to blink away, but that's gonna be his corpse blinks away. They've got what they need here. Complexity just needs to not die here. They need to not lose anything else. Cancel, chasing after Old Chicken. Again, the Radiant's doing some serious work. Meanwhile, they're getting everything they want. Everyone from the Omni Knight is going down. Complexity now have a huge window to charge up the mid. Get exactly what they need. I mean, look at Cancel right now. He's already up into the creep wave, tapping on the tier 3s now.
He's trying to do some damage to the barracks, and they force an AM buyback. That's really big here. Giant fight for them. All they lost was a tier 3. They also lost a Bat Rider buyback.
That was amazing by Complexity.
Amazing fight for them by all means. The Warlock initiation looked so bad. Great save from the Omni Knight, but EHOME is really starting to lack damage. You can see that. But the Diffusal pickup now on Z3. He's got Blink Dagger too. He can Diffusal whenever he wants from safety. So now, especially if he can hide that item before AM shows for the next kind of siege push, it's going to be amazing for them.
Yeah, I mean, if Complexity end up winning this game, that last fight is pretty much a huge turning point. That's when Complexity just blasted through the window, and now they're going in, and it's their time to shine. There's 1 or 2 buybacks left on everything here. Spear Breaker and Tiny are the only ones that can get themselves back into this game.
They gotta keep Cancel's mana up a bit though. He's currently vulnerable to AM ultis, but they're doing some barracks damage. They're playing it pretty safe though. They would prefer to grab a lasso initiation or maybe grab the AM.
At this point, you have that choice. Do you focus the AM and let the rest EHOME try to control the rest of your lines, or do you try to get the control heroes out?
I mean, definitely kill the AM. Use the Diffusal Blade to break the link over the Repel and go for the kill. They've also got Ags up on the Tiny. He also has a DD, picked up one of the best Tiny items in the...
Oh, here we go. Blink forward here. Really strange initiation from the Legion. Just trying to make the fight happen. Stylar coming back in. Gets the kill on the Crystals. Now Old
really
Chicken in some trouble. Tiny gonna get bopped around here. The boat coming in though. Is it gonna be a hero blow? They do get the spear figure down. He pies right back in. Another 50 Manta from Stylar. He's gonna be blinking back up to the high ground. They're focusing down Old Chicken now. He's gonna get X back in. They should find the Legion kill here. They focus the Omni Knight down as well. It looks like it. They buy back on the Tiny, and Tiny should be able to get himself right in. They buy back on the Omni Knight as well. They're going for the tier 4s. Cancel not messing around here. Stylar moving in. There is going to be some tier 4 damage coming in. The racks are down on the side of the bridge. They're going in. Stylar, it's a serious trouble starting. It comes up trying to buy them this time. Garter comes in. The charge connects with the Plenty. There's going to be a flame break coming back out. The Abyssal drop. They break that Diffusal. He's going to be mana leaked up. And now that Lincoln's gone as well. Monkey's forever taking serious damage, but Cancel. Can he focus down Stylar? Can he trade possibly? I don't know. The Alchemist, he cannot afford to go down. He tries to Silver Cave out, but will go out. There's going to be a buyback on the Alchemist. Going to get himself back in. Moo looking to turn this around.
Where'd he go?
Flipped all over the map. And now there is going to be a stun coming back in. Warlock Golem is dropped in. It looks like D3 might be the only hope. They are able to get down the Omni Knight, and they're just now focusing down the Golems. They can still move forward. D3 gets the X off onto Stylar. He's going to have his Lincoln stack off in 1 second, but can they focus him down the torrent? But then the Lincoln off. Is this going to be in here? They are going to be able to recall it everything they need, and it looks like they're going to be able to kill the Anti-Mage, the tier 4s.
I think they got it.
Complexity have done it here. Good game called out. We're going to game number 3.
Oh man, what a fun game to watch. Cole on the back foot because of how farm the Anti-Mage was, but eventually their nukes and their stuns and their early gank got them to a point that they could actually beat the one superhero. And EHOME takes a loss in Game 2, making this a close series.
I think our panel is going to be very surprised.
Hey, man. Let's see. I mean, these guys look a little. They're like, oh Jesus. Are
Well,
they?
now
They taking us up on our offer here? Oh
Yeah.
boy.
we still have the question of like, I guess it could be the support, but
Oh golly, they
I quit. You win.
You called our bluff, GG.
Ehome's taking a lot of time here.
All right.
They're really thinking about it.
I mean,
classic.
Oh.
the tough question had to be, do you go the Oracle? I mean, it's one of the best heroes up against both Batrider and Kunkka, not only for
Yeah.
the laning stage, but just for like that longer time to go for like the catch of the Kunkka with the X and whatnot, throw a Fate's Edict on your buddy, throw a False Promise.
Yeah, I think the Oracle makes a lot of sense here. But the Rubik, classic for EHOME, it's a Lanham special. I think Rubik against Kunkka in particular, stealing boat can really swing fights.
Oh, yeah.
Also good to have against Batrider,
And the
Hellfield, and
X.
whatnot.
Oh.
And
It
the
sets up the Nyx Assassin as well.
Yeah, very true.
Telekinesis. And it's an instant reaction spell, which is good versus Batrider.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You don't want that
That
dirty
is
turret
son
though.
of-
You get a turret, and you're like, oh boy.
Torrent?
What's wrong with Torrent?
You telekinesis in Torrent.
No, I just thought he said.
yourself
I thought he said turret.
No, I said torrent.
You need to enunciate.
Why would I say turret? That's a machine made by man. Anyway.
Thanks, Wikipedia.
Slark, third ban here for EHOME. Slark. Jug, third ban for Complexity. A lot of cores getting taken out here, Slacky.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you gotta be scared of the cores when you're facing off against this team. Those two cores players, they know how to do it.
Yeah.
Which ones are those again?
Well, you know, it's Moo.
The old one. Oh, those guys. All right. So carries up against the Batrider. Well, EHOME ban with the Slark again. Man, they really don't want to play against that hero. And
You
Complexity will take care of
both
the
teams
Jug.
are really thinking about this. This is the longest, first pick phase we've seen in a long time.
Do you think that the Slark ban comes back to Complexity when they had Justin? And they're just like, they ran a lot of Slark.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe they don't.
It's an interesting thought, actually.
I'm just
I wondered
wondering
that
if they
too, I
if
don't
they
know.
realize that it's like
I know Mook
it was
plays
a
but
Justin
not-
hero, not necessarily a Complexity
yeah.
hero.
Yeah.
They could. It could be a trap.
Does Complexity play
Moose is like,
Nate's
I'm not gonna
Ten
play that hero.
seconds.
I don't even know how.
Life Stealer for Complexity? Is that in their arsenal? You got a
That's
bat
one of
five?
the
seconds.
Yeah, I'm sure
easiest
Mook
heroes
will
to
play
play. So
Yeah.
you would hope.
Oh, we just haven't seen it.
Yeah, we
Much
just
of the
haven't seen
series,
it.
so it could be a good carry here.
Look at that. AM was 6 slotted and lost. What are the stats on that?
Oh, well, Mott Packs.
Mopax?
Mopex?
Mott Packs is that?
I don't know.
Mod pack?
He'll get
Mod
back to
pack?
us, I think.
I believe it is a 3% chance of losing with a 6-slotted AM in the last 4 games.
They defeated the odds.
Great.
Luna, fourth ban on Complexity here, and
Oh.
Keeper of the Light, the
Smart.
fourth now for EHOME.
Complexities.
He
Turn
actually
to
did.
pick.
He's just one of those heroes. He just like blinding light and it just changes the fight.
Hey, the Light Stealer, there we go.
There is. That's another one removed
You want
now,
to
too.
swap spots?
Whoa, hello. Promotion.
Put you two on the same couch.
Gee, golly, what a great panel that would be.
Back to you, Slash.
Back to you,
10
Grant, after
seconds
you.
remaining.
All right.
No,
So-
well-rounded stuff for Cole.
That's like the last big core up against the Bat, right? I mean, the Legion Commander's still there. That's a pretty big question mark right now.
Sure.
Could run her in the position 1 role. Seen it a couple times.
Reserve time.
It would more than likely just be old chicken up there too again versus the Bat Rider if they want to go into that sort of snare. But like Rubik and Legion Commander can easily handle like a Monkey's Bat Rider in the off lane if
And-
they don't want to go aggro.
And you guys
again.
said for EHOME, they almost always do 4-position Nyx. It's not going to be a core or a
Well,
variant.
No,
they
it's-
have.
They have. It's usually the off lane, I do believe.
Oh, it's usually the off lane, okay.
I think I like Weaver in this game for EHOME. It picks up a Lingens, it's pretty effective versus Bat, Kunkka, and then it's a great hero versus Life Stealer.
Clap!
Turn to
Oh
pick.
my
Clap.
God! Now continue your thought though. Why is he good in? Just-
Well, I
well,
did finish my thought.
well, you know,
Sucks.
we interrupted you with a little
Alright,
clap.
so the Lincolns is really good versus Kunkka and Batrider, right? Big time initiators, and it's a natural build up for the
10
Weaver. He
seconds
built a
remaining.
Desolator. He's like the arch nemesis of Lifestealer way
5
back in the day.
seconds
Like this is the
remaining.
hero that you ran versus Lifestealer because you're just a super mobile carry that outputs a lot of physical damage, that
Reserve
stays
time.
ahead of the Lifestealer all the time, abuses him with minus armor both through Swarm as well as the Desolator pickup. It's like it's always been the counter to this guy. That and like maybe like the newer counter is like PA, just because you can jump onto him through rage.
See, I learned a lot. Don't sell yourself short, capitalist.
Thanks.
You're a great analyst.
Thanks, Slacky.
Yes, sir.
Now, Ogre McGee, fourth pick for Complexity.
High armor.
Do you think
in front
they're-
of you?
Do you think they're considering that mid
10
Kunkka?
seconds remaining.
I would have to say, yeah,
They're
I think
definitely
they're
considering it. Yeah.
Who wouldn't when you have a
5
guy as
seconds
good as
remaining.
Cancel on your team?
Who wouldn't indeed?
Who wouldn't?
But I don't think you want to do that versus Nyx
Well, no.
Assassin.
That's why you consider it and you not do it. They're not idiots, for God's sake. And they're going to consider it. I consider it.
I just want to see Cancel do the big dataless swing. Spike Carapace back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Timbersaw.
Well,
More mobility.
Complexities
Yep.
turn
And we're
to
seeing it
bear.
picked up a lot as kind of a way to deal with all these strength heroes that are kind of in the meta right now. We saw a very good match yesterday with that Timbersaw niche pick.
Dude, that was like
Woo!
5 strength heroes, 4 of which being melee. And this is semi-comparable. You got 3 melee heroes, 2 strength. Definitely a good Timbersaw game.
I think EHOME round this out with like a defensive support, something to give them a little bit of sustain to help out like that Weaver, the Timbersaw. We're already lacking a little bit of control over on the side of complexity. I would say Abaddon, to be honest. I think that would be a pretty badass hero here,
What
but not
happened to
exactly in the
Abaddon?
meta.
Like, is he really that bad right now?
I think
or-
it's just hard to lane.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
He needs levels.
Yeah.
Quite a few levels.
Yeah, he needs levels,
Yeah.
but he also doesn't scale real well. So it's like,
It's like
all right, I'm all in on this
Yeah.
weird moment
He's
of
there
time.
to take out a stun pretty much with shield. So like,
Yeah.
hey there.
There's
And
other heroes that do that and then offer a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Kelsey,
your
Oracle,
commanders
or something.
Oracle. Yeah. And it's the range on a Photic Shield is so low, it's so unreliable to try to cleanse the Bat Lasso. It's really difficult.
It is dope with Weaver though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a classic combo. You put
Yeah, it is.
the
Well,
Photic
speaking of
Shield
which,
on,
the
dodge
Tree and
towers.
Protector perhaps.
Ooh.
We haven't
Against
got
Bat
to see
Rider?
him. Well, it's good with the Weaver. And the Timbersaw.
Against Kunkka? And Bat
Well, it's
Rider?
the
And
torrent-
Ignite?
The torrent damage.
EHOME's
So do you
turn
think
to
this
Levels.
is mid Timbersaw versus Kunkka, and then the Nyx Assassin is off
Whoa,
lane, so
they-
support is still open?
EHOME's
The Shadow Beam
turn
band,
to
so they
bear.
think.
Whoa!
Complexities turn
I
to
mean, you were not off the mark there. It was still a support position that was left open, and you wanted an ability that holding ability that went through rage. So Black Hole and Ensnare both operate that same kind of space.
Yeah, and then the
10
sustain too. There's not many
seconds
position
remaining.
fours that can get you a mech that fast as well.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
5
A
seconds
hero that
remaining.
Complexity knows well, what will they pick to deal with it?
Will it be a mid Kunkka? Will it not?
Oh, boy.
We don't know.
That is
I
the
don't know,
ultimate
man.
I mean,
question.
Kunkka mid would be faced up against Timbersaw, and it's going up against Nyx Assassin, Weaver. I personally think that I don't like the 4 position Kunkka with the
10
Ogre,
seconds
but I
remaining.
think you need to switch up and get a different mid.
There it is. Oh, the camp spoker.
Okay. Well, I mean, we talked about signature heroes in terms of like going back towards that when we initially saw this Kunkka Bat Rider now twice in a row. We're like, I mean, Kunkka cancel. You know, he's so good at it. Might as well get it early just to have that option. But yeah, once if you have final pick, I think you should always be willing to have that as your mid hero.
Yeah.
Like just when you see that matchup and you have someone like Cancel who we know can really dominate a game and take over, I think it's good to get him on one of his signature heroes.
All
in
right.
the next matchup.
Final round of predictors. We're going to start on the other side this time. Cap, who's taking game 3?
Take your
I
time.
think this one's a pretty tough one, honestly.
No, we're not in a rush. Please take your time. The game's not starting.
I'll take a
Purge
little
will-
bit more time. to
Purge
think
will
about
wait
this.
patiently.
All right, I'll go.
No, I'll take EHOME.
All right, I think the Enigma's actually going to have a little bit of a rough time if they can pressure in there with the
10 seconds
Kunkka and the Ogre. So I'm a believer. I think Complexity taking in 3.
Complexity!
Yep.
EHOME.
I'm actually going to go Complexity because Z-Freak, one of the best Enigma players in the world, he knows how that player thinks, and he's going to take that sucker out. Cha-ching!
Close one.
We'll see who's
What?
right.
Was I right?
Yeah, you did good.
Prepare for
Great.
battle.
Well done. So with that said, we'll hand it over to our casters,
Did I do
Annie
it,
and
guys?
Purge here for game number 3 of Complexity versus EHOME.
All right, thanks, panel. Really excited to be casting this. A lot of people thought it would be a quick 2-0 sweep, but now even the panel thinking Complexity has enough life in them, enough fire to take this into a victory series. I'm Android, joined by Purge. What are you thinking so far?
I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I feel like EHOME's draft here is reminding me of their second game where they have pretty good damage, but it's not going to be super amazing. I like that they have a Timbersaw. Weaver's pretty good, and his Sylar, he's been playing amazing. But I'm worried about their late game damage output. But I could maybe say the same thing for Cole.
Nice ward there coming out of EHOME. I've got some vision here. 2 of their players still smoked up. They try to actually go for this here. Swindles.
They will.
The Ogre comes in. I mean, it's real tough to go against an Ogre, and you've already got Z-Freak with a fair amount of control, and it's level 1.
They want to lift, I think, Z-Freak or Cancel would be the best. Easiest heroes to kill. Can't be Lifestealer. They're just waiting to eat a tree with Rubik and go for the lift. I think they can do this.
Very similar to game number 2, and Complexity there did take first blood and 2 kills.
Alright, they gotta go soon because Colt's about to leave.
All right, they're really going for this. There they go. They're gonna eat through the trees. Looks like Moo gonna be who they're chasing after. They go for the lift, and looks like he's gonna be able to get his rage off here. They're going for the body blocks. Are they gonna get it in time? Ogre tossing out some damage, but nice torrent by Z-Freak. Might keep Moo safe for now, and it looks like this gank is all but over. A couple more right clicks. Tossed out onto the lifesteal. The bug doing some work here. Oh, he's trying to stop and get the bug down, but the one more right click from Lanham secures first blood for EHOME. Really unfortunate for Complexity there.
I think he actually canceled one of his animations. I thought they would have had the bug killed, but he stopped his attack, and if it would have gone through, he would have gotten that last attack in. He would have taken way less damage from the bugs, and big skill usage there by Sylar. He didn't go for Sakuchi, instead guarantees lots of damage.
It's a very high risk, high reward there. You talked about the lifestealer not being the ideal target because of rage, but still ends up paying out for them in the end.
Yeah, they actually missed the Nyx stun, especially. They wanted to grab cancel. That was clear by the movements from the Rubik, but ooh, big snipe there. I believe that was Swindles picking that one up. Massive snipe. Lots of gold going for Cole at the start of the game.
And rest in peace there. Old Chicken gonna be the Timbersaw versus Invoker. What's that lane gonna look like?
Well, I think it's okay for Invoker just because he's got such far range. He can sit back and just ping away at Old Chicken. Look at all this alacrity damage as well. Really doing a lot. And with Swindles there too, just magic damage to lower him. As he gets more and more reactive armor, it's going to be hard to harass him, but I think Cancel should be able to get more than enough last hits in this lane.
I mean, what kind of build do you want this Invoker to go for? Clearly he's prioritizing Wex Exor. Are you going to see some Colossus picked up, or nah?
I mean, eventually, definitely. But in the lane, he's just going to go for it straight, most likely. Try to contribute Sunstrikes towards killing his opponents is going to be the big thing. It's a little difficult, though. Spiked Carabus on Nyx Assassin is the main one, but the rest of Cole does have some really good setups, so I could see Sunstrike being a big impact this game.
Really liking the dire vision we have right now. We've got a really deep observer plopped into the Radiant Jungle, like we already saw early on. Now Sylar
They don't actually know.
could be in some trouble there. He's going to get lifted up by the torrent, and that's going to burn out the Sakuchi a fair amount of time, but he is able to get himself to a safe distance outside of the lane.
A little surprised they didn't have detection there, actually. If they had level 2 on Swindles and they had a sentry, Sylar actually dies there. So I kind of feel like Cole losing a good opportunity there.
Meanwhile, Monkeys Forever once again on his Bat Rider, this time against the Nyx Assassin. How's that going to be a different matchup?
He's got 8 last hits compared to the 7 of the Nyx. Nyx can last hit well, but he's not going to be nearly as competitive defensively.
Oh, wow. It looks like Complexity. They've just got their green light. They're going in. Going to deal with some more bugs tossed out. Looks like Swindle's actually getting really low. Sunstrike coming in. Not going to connect on any EHOME heroes. A little bit of mistiming there on the X.
It's really bad for Cole now.
And now they're just up completely in unfriendly territory. Z-Freak getting low. Sylar, unfortunately, not having enough damage to kill the Kunkka, but Moo gonna have to rely pretty heavily on regen there, just gobbling up a salve and back to it.
It's been a long time since I saw Z-Freak mess up a next combo, but that one was pretty costly considering that they had already dove so hard. Swindles got the fast courier, but now he's definitely lacking in terms of impact. Picking up a fast level 2 could have helped Fire Blast, for example, killing the Weaver, but now that was a little overzealous. He's got to get some value somewhere. He's gonna go try to sap some experience from Enigma.
Yeah, I mean, Enigma, again, potentially a secret weapon, just going to jungle up and come out of the jungle, pop black holes. Is it going to be as impactful as the Tidehunter we saw in Game 1?
In some ways, yes, just because he's going to be able to get a ton of farm for himself. The black holes, I think, might work well, but might work bad. He's definitely going to have to get a BKB this game, just because it's very easy for Kunkka to interrupt the black holes. Orb of Venom as well on Swindles. Trying to do his best to delay things, but Enigma just shifts over to the large camp near the secret shop. Much harder for Ogre to get there, and now Swindles is really having some issue accomplishing things. He's also gonna accidentally cut the creep wave mid. No, he'll cancel that after all, but he's having some roam problems. It's pretty clear that he's semi-new to support. This playstyle is not quite suiting him perfectly because he's definitely getting too far behind.
Yeah, he's still level 1 here, and he just wants to go in. He wants to be that rotator, just harassing and popping up all over the map, but I mean, he is just not really finding much. He'll hit his level 2 soon.
If he gets this rune, it'll be great. He does, actually. Nicely done.
Nice it to Old Chicken, and Old Chicken bottle sit for that. He really assumed he was going to get it, so now he has a somewhat empty bottle and not a whole lot of way to refill it in the next 2 minutes.
I mean, he is definitely being annoying now. This is pretty good from Swindles.
Bottom lane. Moo once again dealing with the bugs. This Weaver really locking down. And looks like Moo going to be going in. Some nice lifesteal onto Old Lanham, but not going to be enough to save his life. So unfortunately, lifestealer goes down for a second time.
Yeah, this is really the big issue, I think, in what Cole's doing, is that Swindles needs to be bottom to get kills on the Weaver. They have the disables to do so, especially with the stun on Ogre, but he hasn't been there in a very long time. Honestly, if they just killed Weaver that one time, get Moo ahead a little bit, it could change so much.
TP back in, Moo trying to minimize the time he's out of wave and not farming, but Sylar, we saw it in game number 2, he just can get so big when you ignore him. Weaver is one of those heroes that benefits so much from free farm. He's going to come in at 25 minutes and just destroy you here now.
He's got a kill.
Yeah, that Spike Carapace is not going to be enough to stop it. Meanwhile, Weaver falls as well. Very nice work from Complexity. All of a sudden just waking up and getting what they need to have a successful laning phase.
Yeah, they finally get a big kill on the Weaver. They have to punish him before he hits 6, because once he hits 6, they're going to be weak on damage. Like, Weaver's just so good against Lifestealer at almost all stages of the game, because Open Wounds isn't a huge threat, but the Kunkka provides him a lot of disable, and Ogre can help out there too.
Down in the bottom lane, we've got Moo already feeling comfortable just going in underneath the tier 1 tower, bopping around and cancel. Could be in some trouble here. They've got the Rubik Lift available. They will go in, and it seems like they've got the follow-up damage here. Nick's stun on the mark, and it looks like, there we go. Cancel killed off, and that's some nice damage coming in. Old Chicken picking up 221 gold.
It's a perfectly executed gank. They did have an Observer Ward up to spot rotations, but that was Nyx being invis. I think, unless he was smart. No, he actually doesn't have his ultimate yet.
He walked in and hit a great impale.
Maybe he just didn't anticipate Rubik to approach from the left side, but it's nice of EHOME to approach the gank like that. One hero from every direction, the lift just guarantees the kill.
Some nice rotations in. Rubik having a pretty big impact. It's one of Lanham's comfort heroes, definitely. And, I mean, there are some good things to steal this game. Arguably not some crazy ultimates, but...
There's some good stuff. Rage is a great spell to steal. You know, X or Torrent can be great. Lasso is good, but it's difficult. There's a lot of spammable abilities all the way across COL. I think the Rubik game is decent, but not amazing.
Yeah, even just the Null Field is going to be great against the Invoker mid-game team fights.
Yeah, just resisting some magic can help. Definitely against Kunkka, very useful there, but I'm just not entirely sold that it'll be a great game. It's been playing well, though, that's for sure.
Has Moo adequately recovered here, getting a kill on the Weaver?
No, not yet. He's definitely going to get ganked in here.
There we go, impale on the mark, and yeah, I mean, they're just making sure he doesn't get a chance to rage off, and yeah, he's going to be dead once again. Z-Freak with a torrent to try to stall things out, but it's not going to be in time to save his brother.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do there. He breaks the black hole, but it already gave them a couple seconds of black hole. That's all you really need to do to guarantee the kill on the Lifestealer. So, tough game for COL now. The core that they needed to do damage is way behind.
Nyx and Ogre in a very dangerous dance. They're trying to figure out who's going for the stun first. Meanwhile, Old Chick is initiating under tower. Z-Freak gets off the X here. That's going to be big. Can actually get it down, but Moo actually retreating here, not going full YOLO in. Garter does not have that black hole available. Still on cooldown from the last fight. Can they go in for this monkey? He's going to be going in. Gets stunned by the Carapace, and they are able to go in. They get the vision as well. And they actually lock down on Chicken. They get the lasso here. He's got no mana, and he's got no more life, so he will get killed.
Oh, another axe that's not done yet. Z-Freak's got mana now. Great.
And it looks like there's going to be an impale connecting onto 2, but they still stand in the back line. Sylar coming in. He's doing a bunch of damage with the swarm, and there's going to be a flame break coming in. Nyx burning low. Will he get out of this one alive? Looks like no, Nyx will end up falling, and so far Complexity only lose their Batrider.
Batrider surprisingly killing the Nyx there, but Sylar's getting so much done right now. This is terrible for Moo.
Moo cannot afford to go down here. He just keeps dying and will die again. That's going to be unfortunate for him. Z-Freak will be able to get out, but I mean, losing your Lifestealer there, that's going to be his, I believe, third death? Fourth?
Yeah, not good for him, that's for sure. And Sylar hasn't died nearly as many times. He's gotten way more output of damage in team fights. Sylar, again, looking to have a great game. Treads wand with a Lightstone to start things off for him. See what he goes next. Lincoln's, I think, is very likely. He's got a Ring of Aquila. Great item on Weaver just because Gemini attacks twice. It's like a free crit.
Also just, it's good stats, good sustainability in terms of mana.
He actually does have vision of the Nyx Assassin here. We'll see if he's trying to play it like he doesn't have vision, but I think Old Chicken may, or Old 11, sorry, may have noticed.
Yeah, Z-Freak's there on the Kunkka, just maybe trying to initiate with an X-Torrent, but it's a little bit damage light on Complexity right now.
So this playing pretty well now. He's cut off a lot of levels. This could be quite
the flame break actually brings Sylar closer in. And now,
torrent mid.
Yep, and unfortunately not going to find that kill, and there's going to be Rubik stealing up the torrent for himself, so...
Pretty big mistake actually by Z-Freak. That's the second one he's missed now in this game. That one definitely was a lost kill. Oh, Nyx.
Oh, he actually hits the impale, and Ogre is getting very, very low. Swindles now running for his life, but it's going to be the Carapace, and it looks like Batrider is able to get off the lasso. They're driving Nyx forward, but they do end up losing the Ogre. So a little bit more control going down. Nyx is going to be down there looking for Old Chicken as well. Burning pretty low now underneath that Firefly. Flame Break comes back in. The Timber Chain not going to be enough to save his life. Meanwhile, Z-Freak will eat Stylar's bugs, and that's going to be a dead Kunkka. So 2 for 2 trade globally. Looks like Moo is looking for Garter. Garter does not have a black hole. Very low mana. Sunstrike coming in. A little bit of mispathing there, so not able to catch Garter. They're going to be popping out just a little bit of Malefice to hold him in. Garter should be able to get away.
Yeah, they'd love to have that. But no open wound is dead. Still pretty low level him. No Orb of Venom out there. They guarantee the chase. So things are going pretty good for Cole here. I think that was overall great engagements. They are definitely punishing the Timbersaw. We've seen him die many times this game, but there's still the elusive Weaver. He's throwing bugs on the fight, and it's really limiting what Cole can do.
Yeah, we don't usually see Weavers with this much emphasis on Swarm this early on. It's usually just getting that Geminate to make sure he farms effectively, to make sure he spams out as much damage as possible. And yeah, he takes some damage here, but Stylar is not too worried here. Just immediately hops into his ult and goes back to pushing in the tower.
Yeah, we didn't see the Torrent. No deny there for Z-Freak. I think he was just trying to save mana. He didn't have the boat, so getting the kill on Stylar was tough anyways. He had boat, actually, which is actually pretty significant. He boat when he died. He actually killed the Weaver. Because he would have boat strike could have been.
Could he still have gotten out the Sir?
Not the boat stun is like 6 torrents. It's like 4. Pretty good ability. 1 point. 1 point. Pretty close. Yeah. That's a lot of magic with.
Alright, so let's compare Weaver to the anti-mage we saw last game, because both heroes played by Salary has a very unique play style of very, very disciplined farming, not getting too aggressive in team fights. What are the differences in the heroes? Is Weaver going to be fighting with his team more often, or?
Yeah, absolutely. He's much better at fighting early just because how impactful things like the bugs as well as Sukuti are. But the problem is he can farm as well as Anthos, and he's on slow pushing.
Oh, but they might be able to find a nice kill here and right there, Weaver right up. That's going to be a stolen torch, actually keeps Z-Freak down, so killed with his own water.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's like Bat. You can also cancel Lasso at this point in the game.
Oh, Swindle's getting chased down by the bug, and they're looking for the impact on the Invoker here, so taking out a big chunk of complex damage.
There's the X. That's going to give him another kill.
Oh man, they cannot afford this. Swindle is just really really underperformed. It is killing once again. Enigma picking up for that one.
Yeah, that was a huge catch. As soon as they saw the Invoker, like all the players yelling, that's the kill they wanted. And it's a big, they still want to try to lasso on Monkeys is still efficient, but
he may have gotten more than he bargained for here.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's really in trouble now. Flying back down to the low ground. The Timbersaw coming back in. One more hit from the Weaver. The bugs miss him out. They cannot lock down Monkeys. And now it looks like a move right into the heart of the fight. There's a solo black hole and Z-Freak. It looks like he's just fine there. Going to take a Fade Bolt. It looks like he will be able to find a kill in the meantime. They're looking to turn this around though. Oh no, unfortunately they do lose Moo again. And goes back in the fight. So it's Bloodlust of Cancel, but is Cancel going to bring enough damage to the fight? Dropping the Meteor. Not going to catch out any of EHOME's hero. In fact, another Fade Bolt coming in. Lanham wants to keep going aggressively onto this.
So EHOME is winning all these engagements fairly handily, but it's costing them time. I don't know if that matters too much because Cole shouldn't necessarily have a massive advantage in late game, but they're not taking towers as easily as they were in the previous game after getting those kills because their building hitters are really almost entirely on Eidolons as well as the Weaver. Enigma in that fight actually did end up dying, so as long as Cole can eventually start taking some great fights, this will be great for them. They've got to get Blink on Bat, and they've got to get an Armlet on Moo, because every time that Moo gets Black Hole, he's pretty much guaranteed dead.
Yeah, in that last fight we also saw him use Black Hole on just solo Kunkka.
Yep, yes, because he was about to die. It was a move time there. It's like they're going to think about going Z-Freak.
Radiant's middle tower
pick.
is under
I want to go for it, but Old Chicken, I mean, he's not getting too crazy. Z-Freak walking around looking for
Yeah, need more help, but it's going to be close.
Torrent off it now with the damage of the Timbersaw. Easy kill right there. They bring in Old Lanham as well. When he's another Fade Bolt come down.
That was perfectly done there by the Timbersaw. I like how he approached that.
Yeah, I mean, not getting too crazy, not letting Freak know something's up.
Yep, and he waited until he was closer to throw the chakram. The speed is so low. He looked too far away, but getting closer with the chains helped a lot. Power finally.
Stylar rejoining his team. There is going to be Radiant Sentry Ward in the mid, so if a fight starts to happen, this Coochie's not going to be as impactful.
It will. You're right. But I don't know if Cole can stop this. I'm still seeing so much damage on Lightsealer here. His damage impact is basically just east and right clicks and infest, but normally you're expecting at least an Armlet, and typically when Lifestealer gets this far behind, he just loses games. And this is the scary part. He actually can't stay out on a creep wave just because of the threat of Weaver +1. Because Weaver is so good counter to Lifestealer. His base armor's not very high. His arm is delayed. The bugs put him in a bad situation. Just a really not good place for Lifestealer to be in this game. He needs armlet. He should have armlet right now, but his net worth is so far back. He's third from the bottom. This is a really bad situation to be in.
Yeah, I mean, with Lifestealer being so malnourished, it comes down to the Invoker to do a huge portion of the team fight damage. And is that too tall of an order, or can Cancel do it?
He can do it. It's going to take proper coordination between Sunstrikes and lassos and X combos, and throwing meteors on top of that, and big alacrities as well. That's another good thing they have going for them. But the farm levels of a lot of heroes on EHOME are high. The Timbersaw is nearing where Invoker is, the Enigma is above the Batrider, and Lifestealer is still behind the Nyx, but they gotta win some big fights.
Yeah, it's looking like EHOME are just getting everything they need to start accelerating into the late game, and of course, as with game number 2, Sylar is just a secret weapon. He's getting so much here. He now gets some more tower gold to his name. The Weaver's really starting to stack up in terms of items, in terms of damage, and it's clear in these fights that EHOME have more discipline and more control over these engagements and complexity.
Yeah, EHOME draws on the map. This is not our part of the map. We'll farm their jungle and push their towers, and Cole's going to try to do the same. They were hoping to find a Nyx looking for kills top, but he wasn't actually there, so they didn't get a kill into a tower. Instead, they're going to have to push this tower and maybe either escape or try to take this fight as well as they can.
They're just going to be TPing away while the rest of the team is looking for maybe some sort of escape. Z-Freak starts that boat, just going to be TPing back out, and there is going to be no black hole to break that up for now. Looks like Monkey's able to TP out as well, so complexity.
Okay, they put a sentry down. Is he in the right spot? Okay, Cancel is going to be okay here. He's got a lot of time. That should be a Radiant Sentry, I believe. So, oh, they see it, they see it.
Oh, no, Feetsies on the Nyx is tingling. They know someone's around, and there we go. They're just tossing out the Chakrams. They will get that double kill.
Yeah, as soon as the buff got put on the Nyx Assassin, he knew he needed to ditch, but he actually would have been safer staying, I dare say, looking for a juke path up there. They already blocked off the retreat, so good try, but at least it staggers the deaths a little bit. That's helpful. They spent a lot of time waiting to try to find him, and then the rest of his team is able to respawn. So they're not able to really pressure that far off of it. As that fight started, Mu TP'd to the bot lane to push it out. He's gotten some farm here. The Radiance time, or the armlet timing is really the important thing. He's about 300 away, unless we got a helm right now.
And what happened between game number 2 and 3? It seems like either EHOME are coming back with a fire we haven't seen before, or Complexity are just kind of dissolving, because it seems like their coordination's a little bit off, their communication's a little bit off, and their cores just aren't finding what they need.
It's basically this game is very similar to game 1. The aggressive dual lane pressure that EHOME put out was really effective. That's the scary part. And as soon as he gets into danger, he has to rage TP.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way you can keep your Lifestealer safe, and he's so underfarmed. In terms of net worth, just look at that. He's going to be 5th from the bottom. He's just not having a good time.
It is advancing, and at least the Timbersaw's not having an amazing game. He got ganked enough, or died enough, early fight. He's slightly behind where it should be. The Weaver is still really scary, though. But luckily, Cole had a lot of good heroes to deal with that. Cancel's in trouble now. He's fast though, the drum makes it big. Moves to travel, most likely his makeup. What he's just focused on is push lanes out. Just by pressuring here, it guarantees that a gank doesn't happen. Throws spells down, pushes with Forge Spirits and Alacrity. That's the safe thing to do then. So EHOME is still taking advantages, but at least is not letting them take fucks and then towers afterwards.
Enigma now at the bigger pickup, so this next black hole could be big when Garter is ready to show off the pickup in the jungle, and I think if EHOME go in with a nice smoke after this Roshan, they could probably find close to a wipe, and they might be able to get disrupted as well.
Yeah, it's all going to come down on that black hole. All he needs to grab is ideally hole on the opposite side of Ogre. That way he has to walk around to Fire Blast. They only have to worry about Lasso, they have to worry about Cold Snap from Invoker, and they have to worry about X and Torrent from Kunkka. So actually the big 2 are Invoker plus Kunkka. If he can catch both of those 2 heroes in his black hole, win the team fight guaranteed.
I mean, right now, they're chilling up in the top lane, but EHOME taking the opportunity to easily go in for the tier 2. Batrider gonna get stunned up at the Carapace, just burned down forever, starting to look a little weak there, and unfortunately, being so alone, he's got no one to help him out in those stick situations.
Yeah, he was hoping to be in a position where he could do an initiation that allowed Cole show up, but Nyx was completely prepped for that one. Torrent on Old Chicken Delay thing. If they can defend the tier 2.
Oh, I mean, they TP'd out Kunkka. It's going to be just Ogre and Invoker versus the world, and they're bringing in enough dire.
Eight double stun.
Oh, there we go. The Impale doing a lot of work. Swindle's now the focus. He's going to try to Bloodlust, but he's just going to be grabbed up, focused down, and they are going to be able to go to Malefice. Means Cancel will not be able to complete his TP. He's just low mana and completely out of life. Complexity rapidly falling behind. 7 to 20 is the kill score. EHOME show no signs of decelerating here.
Yeah, they needed to retreat a good 5 seconds earlier than that, and the fact that they lost a hero on the mid lane while they're split pushing, and then they also get caught while they're split pushing, that's just game losing. That means that you shouldn't be, you either need to split push more effectively and not get caught, or you just shouldn't split push at all.
I mean, we saw up there, as soon as things started to get rough, Kunkka immediately TPs, and Ogre and Invoker, I guess, try to push their luck, but they now had less backup, and knowing that more EHOME heroes are going to come in as a result of that.
It's entirely possible that Kunkka wanted to TP back to base so that he could do potential boat torrent combo to stop an actual Rax attempt. But his allies just didn't go with him, and they get punished big time. They pick up a gem, though. This is one way to get some map control. Some great wards that EHOME has placed that they'll be able to easily kill once they do have the gem. And he gives it Batrider, actually. That's really what's costing them. It's about Nyx finding Batrider before Batrider is about to initiate. That was supposed to be a Cole advantage, but it didn't turn into that. Oh, they're going to grab Nyx. This is really good.
If they can find him, though, he's going to get X'd up. Will be dropped back in. He's going to be slowed down. Can they still catch up? There's the black hole connecting on two. It's exactly what they need here. And like, oh gosh, they've got the tail to follow back up. Old 11 coming in, the mana burn. Moo just ticking down to the buggies. And Armlet can't save them now. And Garter, he's getting low. Will end up falling, but still worthwhile after a great black hole. They're looking for monkeys forever now. The Desolator on the Weaver just laying into him. He's got that Fireflies. The map pathing is great, but Weaver, or Rubik as well, just slapping on that broomstick, is able to cross the gap, and there's a Gem of True Sight on the deck right after Complexity pick it up.
It's amazing initiation, but they just messed it up. Again, for the third time that I've seen, Z-Freak has whiffed his Torrent combo, and it lost him Sunstrike damage. That 100% should have been a dead Nyx Assassin, and it wasn't. Cole needed that kill, 100%.
Oh, it's looking real tough here. Your lifesteal is going to be back up in just a couple of seconds, but Weaver showing no signs of slowing down. And again, there's Rubik, just really having a fun time with that stolen Firefly.
The combo, they're going to go in.
No.
Could be a big kill if they kill him.
Old Chicken's burning. The Timber Chain not connecting, but no one's going to be going in for the chase. There's still going to be a gem on the deck. No one's going to be picking that up just yet. The boat
They grabbed the gem.
coming in. They're looking for it. They got it. Now Old 11 is going to be munched up, so they have the vision to keep him locked down. That would be a great kill. Not the Lincoln. They do get the kill. The gem is now back into no man's land. We're going to see Weaver running away. Sylar, he's going to be able to escape. Old Chicken back in, will get lassoed in, and will get killed off. Now Z-Freak looking for it. They've got the X, they've got that torrent combo, and looks like they will be able to lock him down at least a little bit. And they've got him on fire here. Going to pop Aegis. Can they keep him focused down for his second life? Cancel. Freak can do. He's pretty nice push done there. Network Ogre. And they do have the torrent to follow in as well. So Sylar is going to be cold snapped up, and they're going to kill Buck. EHOME back in. They don't want to let go. It's so low. One more hit will end up killing him, but he is able to blink back to safety. Swindles, though, not going to be so lucky. Lanham will end up finishing him off, and like you mentioned, Gem on the deck picked up the Rubik now.
There was a lot of crazy stuff that went on in that fight. It went great for Cole, but they did get punished at the end. EHOME, they're just in to clean up the very low cores they got with Stealer, they got Invoker, and they got the gemmed Ogre. Huge pickups. It looked so amazing for Cole, but right at the end there, picking up some crucial ones that made it a fairly even team fight.
Yeah, we're still so early on in the game. That fight happened around 22 minutes, that the respawn timers are just low enough that all the cores can get themselves back in and immediately punish.
And you know what is actually super significant about how that fight went? If they had taken the tier 1 mid, EHOME would have been delayed and on all of their respawns by a good 10-15 seconds, and that absolutely would have meant Cole gets Weaver both times and gets home back to base without losing anybody and keeping the gem. Just a massive advantage they lost there.
Yeah, nonetheless, Cole still had at least a bit of an even-ish fight. I mean, it's not everything they wanted, but they're keeping EHOME in check. EHOME aren't completely running away with this.
They aren't, but they're definitely looking good from network aspect. At least Lifestealer finally has his armlet. He's working towards his death, though, getting a little close, and they definitely have great lockdown for Weaver. That's pretty clear if his allies aren't in the area. So keep pushing lanes. Don't let your opponents go high ground. And if you do, you got to win a good team fight. One of those positions where you pick from next.
He's really out of position, just super far forward. You see, even his brother not going to come bail him out of that one.
That one's not going to be worth it.
Z-Freak, he's letting him learn from his mistakes.
I don't know if you just expect the front to be there or what, but that was a good deep feed. Still have some mana pumps with the mana drain from, so I kind of like the mech on the Ogre. Actually, I actually do like it quite a bit. Timber's pretty AoE based. Generally, Weaver does all physical. Giving him some armor and some heal for his team can be huge.
Alright, Rubik has just been out of his mind. It's something you expect, but the steals have been great. He's done a gem well that was taken from the Batrider. Potato back and forth a little bit. End up in the hands of EHOME. Move?
She's dead.
Is there enough damage? He's got the... it's gonna be close.
It was really scary, but you can toggle while you're TPing, so that kind of guaranteed his survivability. But it looked real bad at this time.
If there is one more Geminate coming out of the Weaver, that would have been a headlight stealer.
Yeah, he actually got a proc right at the end. It was definitely scary looking. Once he turned on the armor though, the bonus armor makes a huge difference.
Is Cancel in trouble here? Is Old 11 gonna try something?
I mean, Enigma's not rotating, so I'm guessing that's not the case. He's moving over now though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Cancel again, just getting a little bit greedy, trying to make some space, but...
Yeah, they don't want to bother.
With the Eidolon Wad coming in, Cancel kind of knows what's up.
They're too scared.
Complexity though, no, they're trying to initiate on this, they're trying to force it out. Old 11 is going to be going in the care for some time. Monkeys Forever coming in, the Infest Bomb brought them down, they will just mix assassins, but the Black Hole on the 4! Is there going to be a follow-up hit on the 4? It looks like Mental kill on Garter.
We got boat on everyone.
Oh man, this is looking good. The Rum starts to take effect, and they are able to get the stun off on the Weaver, but the lift up onto the Ogre might be able to turn this fight around. V-Freak still running around trying to do what he can. He's got full mana. Oh, but Cancel, his health is getting low. Can they focus down the Invoker in time? They are able to do so. And Mr. Torrent coming in will secure a kill. And now it's just going to turn into a battle. Can Torrent it up once again. At the top from North to be going in to find him.
No,
This X, the stolen X on Monkeys.
Oh no, it's enemy.
Oh man, Old Lanham just styling here, and now it looks like Z-Freak just trying to run away, but once again the stolen X is going to be keeping the Batrider in check, and also Monkey gets out of stun, but still, we actually had a decent start to that fight.
Yeah, it's going quite well, I dare say.
For a 4-man Black Hole, they turned that up with one hell of a fight.
Yeah, it was massive that fight. Just the way that it started, it guaranteed the kill on the Enigma, I believe, and gave everybody delay damage taking. I think that's why things got so one-sided right at the end, really. And the great Storm X making the fight awfully confusing, but really limited Cole's mobility event over each.
Yeah, you can tell it apart. Z-Freak has that cosmetic for the X.
Oh,
his extra blue, Rubik red.
That actually helps so much. Unless
I'm really glad I could help. So it looks like we're going to go back farming here. EHOME again, lots of discipline. I'm waiting for the Reaver to respawn before they're going to go in for anything else here.
Yeah, that's what they need. The Network Weaver is not getting out of control either. This is definitely the issue with the hero. He's not an anti-mage. With his KDA, if he was AM, he would have much higher net worth, very comparable to the previous game. So I'm a little worried as Weaver gets later and later here that he's not going to be able to...
Oh, the Yule Scepter trying to go onto Z-Freak with the body block, trying to get him down. They're just cornering him in, but the Force up onto the high ground. Z-Freak able to style and TP.
Yeah, the Force Staff's really useful this game, and I also actually really like his Tranquil Boot pickup, just because he's against physical damage. Tranquils help offset that damage output by a lot, more so than Arcanes would. Looks like Weaver is going to be going for a very likely BKB because the Link is not done enough. That's been clear. Helps, but it doesn't do enough. Once he gets BKB, at least he doesn't have to worry about getting Arcane disabled. But BKB, now he's got less damage. He's got a defensive Lincolns, he's got a defensive BKB on the way. And Deso is great, but at some point, Stealer is going to do more damage once he picks up something like an AC or maybe even like a Basher or a Plate Mail into Basher. That could change a lot of this game.
Yeah, Let's Stealer really is climbing the ranks. He goes up two spots in terms of now. Oh, got an instant bomb coming in. Nice lasso. Looks like Timbersaw gets into the defensive duels. May still end up dropping there. Get munched up. The bow coming in as well. Wheels on the Weaver here. That rump is going to start to go good, and he's going to get old. With these steals, will end up grabbing these ladies. Oh, can they though? Easier said than done. And Black Hole will finish him off. There's going to be that Yules on Enigma, but Garter still gets what he wanted. Next as well. The EHOME safe as they continue to fight. Will get focused out by Skylar, who's moving. Great torrent from the Kunkka. Is it going to be enough to really finish this off? This coming in off the mark. Garter with the Duke would live, and now it looks like Z-Freak is in serious trouble as well. So fortunately, Stealer and Kunkka end up going down to the next.
Did not see Z-Freak go back, and I'm a little surprised on that one. Getting some nerves on him, but Cancel and going to try to split push. Look at this. Old Chicken is also ready to do this. This could be so bad for him.
Well, he's going to blink in TP. He appropriately cautious after that last fight.
Okay, and that gives us about 80 gold away. A really big pickup. Still some miscommunication issues though. They missed the Sunstrike. Swindles did not stun the Timbersaw when he needed to, so he got a Yule's off to make the fight a little bit harder. didn't matter in that engagement, but the closer and closer this gets, small mistakes like that can change everything.
Yeah, Weaver still working towards that BKB. Should be picking up the mithril relatively soon.
But I think Nyx, or Nyx actually hasn't lost that much. He's still getting more items yet. He's at 2k gold. I genuinely think AC is the pickup here. There's a lot of pure damage coming out of EHOME from the Enigma and the Timbersaw, but once he grabs AC, at least the Weaver himself isn't going to be able to very quickly burst him down. And then you can play around things like armlet toggling and lifesteal and infest, and I think the lifestealer is going to become more useful.
Scan from EHOME. They're very keen on what's going down there. Is life available? Tornado into the pit, though. It catches up onto 2. This is a great fight if they can get it with TNT as well. There's going to be Enigma trying to go in, but Black Hole not available. There's a defensive duel from the Timbersaw. Sylar still doing chip damage in the back. Move. He's trying to run away with his life. The rage is going to be ending, though, and he will end up going down. That's going to be the first major casualty here. Swindle's running away, but again, Fly gonna look for more, will end up finding Ogre's stun, so they can keep him locked down. Swindle stops the Bloodlust, and I don't think they're gonna find him here. A little bit of mishapping.
Cole's so close to getting there in time. All they needed to do was get a force on Battler to get his
Oh man, Old Lanham is such an expert on just stealing your spells and killing you with them. That's gotta suck.
I think Swindles really should have just TP'd there, found a tree and TP'd home. He had one on his inventory. An extra death there is costly because Bloodlust on towers could do a lot slowing things down. Cole keep making major mistakes like these engagements that put them on the back foot even after they win a great team fight. They can't let this happen anymore because they're getting close to losing a rack. It might happen here.
Yeah, it seems like EHOME, they're still fighting fit. They're going to have a Black Hole up fairly shortly, and that's going to be their next big point of engage.
They didn't want to waste it there just to get a kill. Actually, EMP doing some good work. Good heals here by Timbersaw. Holding that, they could go on it. Great.
Sylar popping out Lincoln with his buddy, and Static Carapace, they're just dropping down monkeys.
There's a gem that you get this. Monkey's making big mistakes in his initiation. Has to go instantly or not go at all, because EHOME is always going to punish those kinds of mistakes.
Yeah, and EHOME are definitely keen on this. They've now had 3 games to read Monkey's Batrider in this specific situation, and it's not like he's holding back Cube's secrets. It's pretty much the same play style every time.
First stun, second stun, follow-up stun strike as well. He's low, they got him.
They've got the Aegis burned down, but can they keep him locked? I don't really know if they've got enough damage to go back in on this. There's going to be an X on the Timbersaw. Maybe trying to follow up a little bit. Trying out to Ignite here in the 3-way about the Tornado. Does pitch on the Weaver, but there's going to be an aggressive movement in from Old Chicken.
They got the management. They'd also they have a sentry down. They're the Bears, I think, but this is pretty good considering the fact that Batrider's been dead this whole time. They burned the Aegis. They're still trying to defend it. They popped the Glyph. They've got 10 more seconds until he's back.
Gonna be able to stun up the Nyx. There is a nice meatball to follow up, and definitely Glass gonna be dodged out by a blink away.
Weaver in trouble. Oh, he's gonna black hole.
Oh, he's got a couple there. He's got the Ogre. Unfortunately, Swindle will end up dying. Z-Freak walked into the boat. That's pretty good. Is he gonna be able to do enough though? There is gonna be a blast though on the back line. So they're gonna be dragging up the Nyx assassin, but if Old 11's the only casualty for a full lane of Rack, that's still good.
Alright, they do clean up the rest of the fight. Great Delta split as soon as the Enigma blinked in, that's for sure. Saved Cole, any more deaths. It's looking not terrible. The net worth makes this look awful, but their team fight has looked pretty solid. This is one of the closest team fight games I've seen compared to net worth. And that's been the case for really all 3 games, except for maybe the first one. But Cole's been doing their best. They're getting really close to winning these fights.
I mean, the net worth is really heavily in favor of EHOME. The kill score as well. What's the turnaround potential here in terms of percentage, do you think?
I think there's a real chance that Cole can win this game. I'd say at least 30%. It's only 1 Rax. And that's a massive amount, considering what the gold disadvantage is. I mean, EHOME hasn't been able to land big black holes. To be honest, Spike Carapace has done way more in terms of team fight disable than Black Hole has this game.
Yeah, the Nyx has been playing phenomenally, but again, he's just a Nyx. He's going to lose a little bit of relevance as the game goes ultra late.
Usually, yes. It depends on BKBs, really. If Batrider is able to grab a BKB, then everything changes again. He's got an Ogre Club, he's got 1600. He's 1400 away from finishing BKB, and then he doesn't have to worry about Carapace. All he has to worry about is potential Lincoln Spheres blocking his lasso. They've got to start the fight off on the right foot, and their targets are ideally Weaver or Enigma or Nyx Assassin. If they pick them off at the start, that's massive team fight. That's just out of the game, and should allow them to chase and get a kill.
Rubik with the Equinor, what's he going for here?
It's going to be a Lincoln's or a Hex. I think. God, I don't know. I think it could very easily be both. Lincoln's just because they already have a Lincoln's and Soft Lasso. If he gets Hex, though, he can then choose to initiate, not have to rely on his Enigma or his Nyx Assassin. So
Yeah, it doesn't feel like EHOME are lacking initiation, though. Even just the Nyx walking in, Vendetta going in for the Impale has been doing a phenomenal job getting the fight started.
But the issue now is that you're in the gem game, basically. The gem on the COL now, so those kind of initiations work as well. He can obviously do blink stuns and stuff like that, but it's just iffy. Whereas if you have already, it is going to be a Hex.
Ooh.
If you have a blink already, you blink Hex, instantly somebody's disabled. And it guarantees him mana regen, which is not at all considering that he can steal a lot of spells. And it's a 25-second cooldown. Great against Lifestealer, great against Poker, great against a lot of heroes that have been hard to kill.
It's like EHOME wasting no more time. They're going to have Skylar clean up the lane, but the rest of the crew just fucking... And they can take a really nice fight here. They gave V3 up top. They are going to be going in. They got that Yield Impale to fall, burning up his mana, and they bring in 2 Chakrams again, and just destroyed there. He's dead for 55 seconds. No buyback now. You've got Cancel and Moo. They're out here trying to get the push done, but the creep wave is going to stop. It seems like your best bet is just take this wave, TP back, and try to defend against your mid towers, which are melting down.
Yeah, they really need to not lose a hero there, especially on Kunkka. He has no buyback, so you can stop that. Monkeys can't die here.
I don't think he has much of a choice. Purge, he's picked up, and he does come back if he's going to get back into this, but the tier is already fine. And Garter gets his black off cooldown, so he is going to go for the big team fight spell if possible.
Gonna try to slow things a little bit. Nuking them creeps.
Cancel to top.
And they're not ready to engage just yet. They're not gonna be able to fight at least until because instead he's gonna spend some time taking tower. That's another way you can maybe get your push. Actually, he's way too early there on the Dire side, and they do force them back. This push has been effective.
So, unfortunately losing the Kunkka, but I'm surprised that EHOME were able to back so quickly. I thought first they were going to go in for more structures.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to, I think, but considering what position they are in this game, especially because if you lose this, you're going to lose a bracket. This is so bad for Cancel.
I think it's fine.
He was really fast there with that. Did he have it queued up already? I didn't see, but great reaction time. He's going to be able to get out, no problem.
Dire scans for him, but he's able to juke and jive just around that radius.
I'm surprised that they even bothered to scan that. They weren't even pursuing to see if they wanted to kill him. That was bizarre, but the net worths are still looking terrible. There's a butterfly up on the Weaver as well, so right clicks from Moo are going to be way less effective. That's going to be scary.
Another smoke gang from EHOME. They are really keeping Complexity on their toes.
There's an Arcane Rune on the as well, so if you can get BKB Black Hole off in the next 5 seconds, he's going to be real happy. So close to Ags, actually. There is going to be a fight here. They see the Observer Ward, but they prefer to walk past. But it's actually 2 ships passing. Z-Freak messing. I think he used Ghost up. Yeah, he did. No big issue though, he doesn't get caught.
The Complexity jumping around to some dire EHOME. They're like, alright, no one's here. You guys just want to go clear out the jungle?
Maybe slight mistake from Cole there. They can get this kill huge.
It absolutely enough here. Yule's up, more chicken trying to find a real hit, and they're torn as well. They've got the lockdown, the job. It's going to be a killing spree ended, almost 700 gold going the way of Invoker.
He easily could have suicided there. It's dead. They're actually going to fight this.
Oh, they're definitely trying to. That's coming back in the lasso up. Life bomb comes out. Now they've got to focus down Skylar. There's going to be a boat coming in. The pull, though, is doing so much work. Window's getting low. There's another pull coming in. Rubik trying to do what he can here. There's a up. Trying to buy some time. Garter getting low, but still alive. Fighting. Meanwhile, Zeke is trying to get out. Really able to TP before damage.
They lost mid there, so.
It's not looking here. Cancel, getting everything stolen. Rubik has the Blanco. He's going to be sneaky, and
Burn. Canceling his blink. He just needs to blink. He should be fine here.
He'll be able to get out, but he can't defend Rax now.
They also lost. Yeah, they lost barracks for that. It's not going to be worth it. It's losing range as well. It looked so good, but then the black was generally mitigated by the fact that the boat did both heroes, but the lifestealer going down changed everything. They're starting to lack some disable options against Uber. With Butterfly and BKB, once he pops his BKB, basically just can't die. At least not until they get an MKB on Lifestealer or maybe even a Basher.
Yeah, the amount of damage Sylar is doing here is pretty good, but we're at the 38-minute mark. Is Weaver going to start to be a little less relevant here, or is he going to keep
I think he's okay now. He's gotten through this hard period where he has to put all of his money into defensive items. Butterfly, BKB, Lincolns. His next item is 100% damage, likely Daedalus. It could be a Orchid. It could be the Orchid upgrade as well, the Bloodthorn. I think he's fine. The person that's got to be worried about falling off is Lifestealer. He's still behind in damage items. He hasn't been able to be as important as he wants to be in fights.
And he's had 10 deaths this game.
Yeah. You know who hasn't had 10 deaths? Lan M. He's like 9-0 and 23 on support. His Hex was crucial in that last fight. It guaranteed that Cancel wasn't able to kill the Enigma. That guy's been playing out of his mind all
Yeah, his steals have been fantastic. I mean, we know he's an accomplished Rubik player, but this is ridiculous. Now they're going in, they're trying to find a fight here. A little bit out of position. He's got a life steal inside, but that might turn into a super. But it's going to be a little Yule's coming back in. Moo, he's flagged, he's still fighting, but now Sylar starts delaying the damage, and that's just going to blast apart Moo. There's no 5 left on the life stealer. Looks like Cancel forced Ghostwalk just to try to get out alive, but that means there's certainly no more defense coming in. Z-Freak left to fend for himself.
Needs to force TP or something.
And he's going to easily go through the impale to break it, and that's going to be the Admiral down.
3 dead heroes, no buyback for them.
Oh, Sunstrike!
Oh!
Finish off the Nyx!
Huge kill.
Gem on deck, Garter finishes that one up, but I mean...
That's a huge change actually, 3 versus 3, or 2 versus 3 now. It's an ogre, but it gives him something, and that tower looks pretty big and intimidating, so I mean, that actually forces EHOME back.
Oh, thanks, Tim.
And that Sunstrike changed a lot. Buys Cole some time. They're still in a bad spot by all means, but they're almost winning fights. The initiation again, not successful. They had to get the BKB off on Batrider. It's still not there. That's the issue. Forced to buy back earlier in this game, delays the BKB to get BKB though. He jumps in, grabs somebody with lasso, and immediately Moo pops out and they take a fight. But they just haven't hit that timing. A couple deaths here and there have really affected Cole's ability to win fights.
Really nice discipline here from EHOME. Not feeling like they're totally safe in the pit. Tornado coming in from the Invoker just to check on it, but oh, we actually could have some Eidolon deaths here as Swindles is scouting out that this Roshan really has been aggroed. It's such a juicy target to go on, but it's such a big thing for Complexity to commit to, and EHOME are so close to taking that final win.
They've got a tier 2 as well, so they can get all of their heroes here almost instantly, whereas Cole's a lot more limited, but they have a Radiant Ward on the area. They spot all of their opponents. This could give them initiation if they really want to.
Just want to go in. He's going to get lifted up here. Can they actually lock him down? He's got the Life Stealer inside. Meanwhile, he's canceled, split up from the rest of the team. Oh, there we go. Very nice blast coming in. They are going to last on the Enigma. Can they get him down? They will be able to do something. They're focusing on Pippa. He will be dead. He tries to Yule's up, but it looks like his corpse is going to be hitting the deck, and now they're going in for more. Unfortunately, Weaver is going to be able to get the kill onto the Invoker, who does immediately buy back. Now Moo, running for his life, going to get slowed up. Can he rage out of this? He's lifted up, though. Oh, the damage is too much. Looks like he's going to go ahead and try to infest here. The creep, though, easily followed up. Oh, no, Moo. He tried, man. You gotta give him points for that. Meanwhile, Cancel actually sneaks to the Roach Pit. Is he gonna be able to do this quick enough? It looks like EHOME are keen on this. Garter comes in, but nice blink out. Z-Freak trying to move around, trying to keep everyone on their toes. There is no gold chip, so it's not like he's gonna be able to contest this. He actually forces himself into the pit for the steal, but will not be successful in doing so.
It's a good attempt from him, but it's a little difficult with only 4 step. You don't get to precisely target yourself, and great reactions from EHOME. Every single tricky thing that Cole tries to throw at them, they're always reacting rapidly. Lana making a big impact again that game. The Blink Hex to shut down the Invoker kill changed everything. It looks so good for Cole to start, removing Enigma from the fight, but again, we're having trouble seeing a Batrider impact. The BKB is just too delayed.
You've still got your Life Stealer dead for 20 seconds. Z-Freak down for another 30, and these towers are starting to take some serious damage. Can Complexity defend right now?
They're going to try them, for sure.
Cancel.
Got good skills, at least the big Deputy Blast needed that last fight, that's for sure.
We were able to time-lapse off, so not feeling the pressure. Just going to go back to full health, full mana, wait for the disarm to end, and right back to sieging.
He's down there on the 11, he's going to initiate. Oh, misses Cancel though. This could be... No, they don't have a pump up. Oh, they grabbed the lasso!
They do grab the lasso here. It's just a Nyx, and it's going to take the attention of 3 complete heroes. They are able to get it down. There's the ding-ding. The racks, though, it's chipping low. Sylar is still working on it. Cancel moving forward, but it's like EHOME. They just want to get out without any more loss.
Right, they bought back, but they just stole a gem from the Nyx Assassin. That was a huge kill. Means followed Nyx kills are less difficult. They've got Batrider BKB, but he doesn't have his ult.
Enigma now has the black hole. Landon actually blinks forward. Nice lift onto Swindles. Can they lock him down? The damage is enough. Sylar comes to collect that kill. There's a black hole onto 2 heroes. Move. Cautiously walking around the edge, looking for the kill onto Old 11 if he can find it. Meanwhile, boat coming back in. It's going to be stolen. Moo. He's just way too far out here. Hides into the creep wave, but should be found out pretty soon. Meanwhile, there is going to be Swindles trying to juke and jive and take the attention of the rest of EHOME. They will get down Monkeys forever. Z-Freak, Ghost Sceptered up, running around. There is going to be a torrent. It does catch out onto the Timber Saw, but it's not looking too likely that everyone's going to surprise. Oh my gosh, Sylar, he's still fighting down to his last breath. He's alive. The GG comes out. Complexity dropping down to the lower bracket. They get one more chance to fight for their lives in this tournament.
They made it so close despite being behind in this game, but this game certainly was a step back from the second game, that's for sure. They did really well at the start, but it just didn't quite clinch it there. Great plays from them, but man, EHOME truly played amazing. Lan M, I don't even think he ever died that entire game. When's the last time we've seen a Rubik do that? It wasn't even